I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not. No, that's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They
don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better about me, boy. Okay. Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still to the stars with the show, and till then, his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motor. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, independent, I never ever traded him. You never know what is a star, like another city, the driver's side floor. Just to get large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with view for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, what they gonna do next?
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Leroy.
Can we get one? Can we get a quick one for your boy? Sieler on up. That dude is a menace. Wait,
so scary.
You know what the worst part about that is? Why is Christian Wilkins getting so lovey with the dude? He's like,
He adores him. That's his best friend.
He's all over him. I'm like, dude, too much.
That's his best friend. He loves him. There's just two giant menaces. Like it's just a complete delight. What a absolute ass kicking they put on the Jets yesterday.
You know what?
30-0.
Am I the only one that watched that game and was pissed off about the week before?
Nah.
Here's why. Here's why. They seem very aggressive. And against Tennessee, mysteriously, we're very passive.
Yeah, at the end.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. When you see them have the ability to get after a quarterback before he has a chance to throw it, at what point would you say, hey?
Well, it's a couple things. One, I think that Jets offensive line is the worst.
Oh my God.
Like they're so bad. I mean, they've been bad, but now like they're, what do they say? They're 14th different starting lineup.
Yeah, I mean, the Dolphins aren't far off.
No, I know, but like the Jets, I think were bad from the start. You know, they were.
So you replacing bad guys with worse,
right? Like
I got you.
They're starting at a piss poor level. But no, I wasn't annoyed. I was honestly annoyed doing Game Day Uncensored yesterday because I was doing it with my boys Omar and Solana. They're both telling me, "Oh, we'll take any kind of win. We'll take a squeaker." I was like, "Squeaker against the Jets?" Everybody was like, "Oh, the Jets have a good defense. They have Zach Wilson's coming off offense." I'm like, let me just tell you something. I don't know much about football, but I know one thing. Zach Wilson sucks, okay? I'm not going to live in a world where this guy is all of a sudden going to have the comeback. And
you know what else I was very impressed with? And remember I said this last week. One of the best offenses I ever played on, right? Which was, at the time, way above anything anybody had ever done. We had the ability to run the same play and change players. So we'd run a play out of a formation, and based on where you were, determine what route you ran and what you did.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish that when they get into these ruts offensively, that they would interchange, either Cheetah or Waddle or one of the fast guys, because you got so many fast guys that can run those plays that you can fool a defense by taking and putting Cheetah somewhere else, putting Waddle somewhere else, and putting another fast guy in that position to run the same play. Case in point, when Waddle caught that touchdown pass, that's a Cheetah play.
I know.
They move everybody one way, and hopefully they get him singled up, and then he runs right by him. You got 4 or 5 guys you can do that with.
He did exactly what you would hope for yesterday, because it's like, he's had a year. It's been a good year, but it hasn't been. I think it's been I think it's been a little bit below expectations.
But,
I think that's fair.
You have to give him a break when you have a guy going for 2,000 yards.
Yeah.
How many yards you think are out there?
Okay, but he was on the same pace last year.
Yeah, okay, he's gonna have 1,000 yards, and you're gonna have one guy almost have 2,000.
Leroy, he's had a good year. I think if you asked him, having 2 100-yard games this season was below his expectations. That's it.
But
I have not once said Jaylen Waddle has been a bum this year. All I've said was I think it's been a little bit under the radar, a little bit below his expectations. And so to have that performance yesterday, you can't tell me he didn't love that.
No. I get what you're saying. But I'm saying that sometimes your success or failure on a football team has to be put into context, okay? Because Tua's thrown for more yards than he's thrown for ever. So Cheetah is, at this point, caught more yards than whatever. Those yards go somewhere. So if Cheetah only had 1,300 yards at that point, I'm more than sure Waddle would have a couple of hundred more. So I'm like, I get what you're saying, that maybe he's disappointed with, the amount of yards he has and things like that. But I'm going to put it in context in that when your numbers aren't good, but your offense is better, you kind of just have to take it in stride.
I think that's the thing I think has honestly been I think that's been the change this year. It really hasn't been Tyreek, because Tyreek was on a record pace last year too. Maybe not quite this.
Yeah.
But I think honestly the biggest change has been the run game. The run game this year has been the bigger factor.
Again, that all plays into it.
Yeah.
Right? When you're running the ball at this clip, when you got one receiver catching the ball at this clip, somebody's not going to get their numbers or not going to get the numbers they're used, and you got to just let it play out. I live this, and I'm going to tell you how I live this. Andre Rison, we signed Andre Rison, and Andre Rison had gone for a couple of times for 100 catches. He was dominant in Atlanta. He came to Cleveland. We're a different team.
Mm-hmm.
So 100 catches in Cleveland might be 75 catches. But everybody was expecting him to have 100 catches. And I'm like, we're a different team. And you have to put that in context before you start saying somebody's not having the season we thought they would have. And it wore him, it wore in him a lot. And it was hard to kind of convey that to him. That you are still
right.
You are still Andre Rison. You're just a different Andre Rison because we run the ball a lot more. We do a lot more play action. And we don't spread out and run this run and shoot like you did in Atlanta. And so don't get caught up in that. And I'm even though he may be a little disappointed at his production, you have to put it in context. So what would another receiver be doing in his spot? You see what I mean? And
sure,
that's
I get you.
And that's why I say that when you're running the ball at an unbelievable clip, right? You got a running back that got 20 plus touchdowns.
Right.
Cheetah is catching the ball at an unbelievable clip. Tua's throwing the ball at an unbelievable clip. Right? Somebody's not gonna have, and he's still gonna have 1,000 yards, and he's gonna be the first Dolphins receiver to have 1,000 yards in 3 consecutive seasons. I'm not gonna do anything to say he's doing anything wrong. He's
listen, he did exactly what you needed yesterday. Right. So props to him. That guy's still in there.
Right. He ain't catching balls because he ain't got it. He's just not getting a lot of opportunities because of everything else that's going on offensively. But I will say this, having a game like that, then when Cheetah comes back, if they're a little more creative offensively with how they interchange those two guys, now you got something. Because I would see times where Chris Carter and Randy Moss would come into the huddle, and Chris would say, Randy, you run that crossing route. I'm going to run your go route. And it threw the defense off, and Randy would run across the middle and then take it out the door because that's what Chris would normally run, and Randy would normally run the go route. That whole defense was set to double team that go route.
Well, the Dolphins take care of yesterday. 10 wins on this season, so they eclipsed last year. Still sitting pretty. The Bills. The Bills
the season's getting ready to start now.
Oh, it's going to be a hell of a stretch here. Oh, it's going to be a hell of a stretch, dude.
Hey, as they say in football, business has picked up.
The Dolphins do have to be looking at what happened yesterday
You can
in
take
Buffalo.
the stupid Jaguars who spent half the game in the red zone of Baltimore, couldn't do crap with it.
Yeah, well, boy, I'm surprised everybody's golden boy wasn't able to pull it off for you. Sorry.
Oh boy, and that's your
Shocking.
team. Oh, that's
It's not my
your
team.
no
Stop saying that.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Stop saying that.
Wait. So wait. Marcos, let me explain something to you. It was his team for the first 5 or 6 years. Then they got Boy Wonder, and it was his team. And now the last couple of years, it ain't your team.
Urban Meyer, dude.
Yeah.
I've told you why. I mean,
I know why. I
told you why. I've been down this road before. I don't have to explain myself.
Sorry if it's a little hard for me to let that go.
Well,
sorry.
I don't know what to tell you. Sorry.
All right.
Meanwhile, Dolphins have to be licking their chops looking at how that Dallas Cowboys defense was Swiss cheese yesterday with the run game.
You know what they do? And here's
cheese.
And they showed it, and I saw it during the game, right? They identify where Michael Parsons is going to be, and their whole offense is predicated on that, either with moving the back, either with the protections, or whatever. And what end up happening is if you run the ball away from Michael Parsons, they're not that good stopping the run, and they got gashed. And so, and I'm thinking, I'm watching that and going, we run the ball better than them, right? So it'll be really interesting to see some of the formations and shifts and motions that the Dolphins offense does to kind of get the Cowboys on their heels.
For sure.
Because what I saw yesterday, it ain't got nothing to do with the offense. That defense is porous.
It's going to be interesting. Definitely to check out. So we got a lot to get to. You guys can get at the show, Miami 560 WQAM on YouTube and Twitch. Join the chat there. If you guys want to get your calls in, 786-360-0790. Frog Boy will put you on hold. We got a lot.
Freshly cut
Frog Boy.
Ooh, I see it high and tight. I see it high and tight, baby.
Had a big show, Leroy. I don't know if you knew this. Had a big show. Town's been talking about it ever since.
You just rubbing it in my face.
Take a quick break. Back after this.
And all through the
Hold it now, wait, hold it. That's played out. Hit it. Don't you give me all that jive about things you wrote before I was alive. Cause this ain't 1823, ain't even 1970. Now I'm the guy named Curtis Blow, and Christmas is one thing I know. So every year, just...
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 here on the program. The great Bernie Kosar. He's going to be calling in later on in the program. We'll talk to Bernie. See what he's got.
Hey. The old, how can I put this? You know I love Bernie. I sent him the Twitch link.
Oh, I was not expecting that.
And his reply is,
what's this?
What's this? Let me get my daughters to help me.
All right. Well, listen.
It might be 17 people that get on Twitch to help facilitate Bernie getting on Twitch.
All right, cool. I was expecting phone call, but hey, I appreciate the video effort.
So he's like, I'm like, Bernie, come, dude, you've been on Twitch before.
You've done this.
You've done this.
Man, well, looking forward to that. Bernie will join us coming up next hour in hour 2. Miami Dolphins with a third. By the way, shout out to Raheem Mostert. Record to Raheem Mostert.
Record breaking.
20 touchdowns. And people wanted Dalvin Cook. Can you believe these bums?
Hey,
Cook.
Wait,
what a bunch of losers.
Marcos, hit your boy up with it. Go
Why?
ahead.
No.
Hit him. -1 for tomfoolery because you were the guy. You were the guy. Don't
happy this Dalvin Cook. Probably makes for a good running back, you know? Picks his spots, dude.
So he's laying it on thick. And I got to tell you, to Dalvin's credit, it's working. I want him, Leroy. Whoops.
Dude, can I tell you something? When you and your wife go to the mall,
yeah,
are you the one that has to stop on every store every time you see something that piques your interest?
Sometimes. I'm a bit of a window shopper.
You just look. I can just see Tobin walking. You got D. Y'all chit chat. Did
Dalvin Cook yesterday.
I need a PS5. I like that game.
Dalvin Cook yesterday. 1 carry for 4 yards. 1 catch for 6 yards.
Hey, come on, man.
His brother on the other hand.
Yeah.
Never wanted him.
The other cook is cooking.
Oh my God, his brother's insane right now. Wow,
insane.
That's very impressive. Very impressive.
It's funny they run very similar too.
But no, man, Raheem Mostert 20 touchdowns. My God.
Yep. Let me see. How many did I have? 13, maybe.
Sheesh.
Is the most. But how about this? My last 2 years, I had 10 touchdowns each year. So my last year, I had 10 touchdowns. They say, hey, man, you don't want to come get some more touchdowns? I'm like, no.
Are the Jets, I just want to know, are the Jets going to be investigated? Because what went on with this Zach Wilson thing? Because that was the strangest report I've ever heard. He left the game. First of all, he got that first play where they killed him, and Zach Sieler nearly scoops and scores. He goes into the tent. They say, you're good, and send it back out there. Mind you, this is a guy who reportedly did not want to play because he didn't want to get injured. And he goes into the tent. They say, no concussion. Then the Dolphins go up 27-0, and he's not there for the last drive, but they say, not a concussion, dehydration. I'm like, what?
Dehydration as a result of a concussion.
So then they come back from the report and they're like, all right, Jim, well, he's out with the head injury, but we just want to say not in concussion protocol. I'm like, huh? Because now they're making it sound like he quit. But then they say afterwards, never mind, concussion. What was that? Dude, what was that?
Here's what happens. Okay. you have a baseline of tests that they go to determine, so they do all the tests or whatever. And if you pass that, you're good. But it doesn't mean that you don't necessarily have a concussion, right? It's just a baseline test. And as time goes on, it could get worse. So I don't know if, because I got to tell you, fluffing the bill to get Zach Wilson back in the game is a stretch in itself.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. So I don't know, man. It's a hard thing to unless it's just obvious. It's hard to tell.
It was just it was like such a bad look by the Jets to do that, because I'm sitting here and being like, so did he just quit? Like the way you make it sound when you say a guy has a head injury that's not a concussion and dehydration makes it sound like I don't want to play anymore. That's what it makes it sound like. And so I'm like, what's going on there? And then
I just look at it as these are tricky things to kind of determine in a couple of minutes, right? Like,
well,
unless it's obvious.
Who's to say? I mean, last year against the Jets, they said Teddy Bridgewater had a concussion by the way he fell. They took him out of the game.
But that wasn't the Jets. That was the people upstairs.
Well, they said there was independent neurologists. They said on the sidelines.
That's what I'm saying.
I was just very confused by that. By the way, you see that sweet ass jiu-jitsu roll by Tua yesterday? Oh, that was good.
Wait, can I just say this? He was fluffing the bill.
What are you talking about?
He didn't have to go over. He didn't have to do 17 monkey rolls on that play.
I loved it.
Right, right. He looked like he was getting ready to do the Raheem Mostert touchdown celebration.
Gameboy 305 says the Jets asked Zach Wilson who the starting quarterback for the Jets was. He said Aaron Rodgers, and he passed the test. I tell you what, dude, they went to Aaron Rodgers at one point on that sideline. He goes, "I'm not coming back behind that line." That's all his face said to me.
Right. Woo. I mean, well, here's the problem. They're not going to fire the coaches, right?
I don't think so.
They can't. Because guess who is the deciding factor in that? Aaron Rodgers. Right?
That's true. He's got a lot of power.
Well, he only came there because of Hackett. So if you fire the coach, Hackett's gone too.
He also went there because they're the only team that really wanted him.
No.
Yes, he would, dude.
You think the Jets were the only team that wanted him?
Dude, this was a whole thing. Remember, they're the only team that was out there for Aaron Rodgers. Dude, he makes $1 gazillion, and he's old.
Hey, let me tell you something. That's how I felt about Joe Flacco.
Man, what a story.
I'm going to put, hey, look, I'm watching that game, and I'm going to tell you something. Oh, Joe Flacco is a gunslinger.
Does this go back to my point now? Do you apologize? Because I have said in the past,
right away.
No, but not to Joe Flacco, to me, because I have claimed in the past that the old can dial it up, and you scoffed at this.
Well,
and now Joe Flacco has dialed it up 2 weeks in a row.
You know who sold me on this? Charles Davis. And you know why? Because he said these words, and it rings true to this day. If you have an arm, that arm follows you for the rest of your life. You want to play catch. You want to throw the ball. You want to use that arm. Joe Flacco has an arm. And I'm telling you, he is throwing it everywhere.
But how does it make the Browns feel that Joe Flacco has looked more impressive than Deshaun Watson's entire Browns tenure?
Woo! Yeah.
I mean, it's such
I mean, Deshaun was 5-1.
Dude. Come on. I ain't heard you talk. Oh, no. I hear you do. I do this show with you every Monday. I ain't ever heard you talk about Deshaun Watson like this. Every week it's, he's getting it together.
Here's why.
Can I tell you flashes.
Why? Can I tell you why? Because Joe Flacco was signed off the street.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think it was going to work. And everything that he does as far and exceeded anything that I thought he could do. So that's why all the praise for Joe Flacco, and I didn't have it for Deshaun Watson.
He nearly threw for 400.
He nearly threw for 400.
What
And I'm telling you, dude, some of the balls he threw were like, I'm trying to think who else could make these throws, right? I mean, oh my goodness. And he was scrambling a little bit. They rolled him out a little bit.
He's feeling froggy.
Feeling froggy because they couldn't run the ball. They couldn't run the ball for social distancing.
Sorry, Marcos.
So it was pretty amazing. And can I just say, these Browns gonna have me hitting the bottle because that Hail Mary at the end. Did you see it?
No. Close.
They batted it down, and the dude was on the ground right here. It hit him in the hands, and he got nervous and batted it in the air.
It's tough.
They batted it down right into the hands of the guy. I'm like, oh my goodness, what? Oh.
Speaking of Joe Flactoad, what are we gonna do with this Marcos all weekend on the chat saying that he's undefeated? This is ridiculous.
Hey, wait a minute.
Because I'm undefeated.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So Marcos sits out the text.
Yep.
Anybody else undefeated? And I'm like, wait, Marcos,
Was
you're not
anyone?
undefeated?
I am undefeated. Why am I not undefeated?
1-0-2.
0 losses.
Oh my god,
That's undefeated, dude. That's
Dude.
undefeated.
-1.
Why?
That's ridiculous.
-1.
Now
I took 0 losses this week.
I had one loss.
Can't relate.
I rode that Patriots train too long.
Yeah.
1 week.
Listen.
I forgot. Oh, McCorkle decided to throw it into a pack of Kansas City Chiefs. Like there was no Patriots in the area. If they would have dropped it, he would have got called for intentional grounding.
There's a well, I rode a train a little bit too long too. It's called the DeVito. It seems like the run is over.
So, but that's not. Did JFig went 1-2?
No, she went 2-1.
2-1. I
2-1.
went 2-1.
I had to do a double take though. I was like, really?
Yeah. She went 2-1. I went 2-1.
I went 1-2.
Marcos went 1-0-2.
Thank you.
So
No,
does that put Tobin in last place?
No.
no.
No, I have 4 wins. The Frog Boy still only has 3 wins from his undefeated week.
Yeah. It's funny.
JFig is up to 3-6. So it's a tight race. Tight race at the bottom.
Again, at the top. Again. What are you guys? What are you doing? You're never
Like
gonna
you're
pick
going
it.
0-3, Leroy. I'm calling it. Heard it here first.
I'm not gonna go 0-3.
No, I'm positive.
Just the whole basis of how I pick my games are so much different than how you guys pick your games that I'm not gonna go 0-3.
Yeah, but the only game, but by your logic, the only game that I shouldn't have done that with is the Dolphins. It's the only game I won.
Right.
Yeah.
No, agreed.
It's the only game I won.
Agreed.
Was never in doubt with the New York Jets.
Never in doubt. That was your one just dominant win. Well, I was forced. I didn't want to. I was forced to go with San Francisco because that
forced. There was a gazillion games left.
No, there
You
wasn't.
won.
Not,
Yes, there
not
was.
not with good teams
No, well, you took a good team, but you're like Mr. I hate big spreads, but you took a big spread.
because it was the 49ers.
By the way, speaking of spreads, how about your old boy making the listeners some money this weekend, huh? You were out on Friday, but I hooked it up with a masterful UFC parlay for people for our Hard Rock pick of the week. Dude, I was getting handshakes. I kind of want to go out on top, to be honest with you, because I made people. Leroy, I threw together a plus 1,300 parlay. Woo! I was cooked, dude. I had Cody Garbrandt, who we had on the show Friday. I took him by knockout, plus 200. I took Josh Emmett. Did you see that knockout this weekend?
No.
Oh, I gotta send it to you, dude. Did you see it, Marcos?
No, I was watching, but I don't think I saw the Josh Emmett.
Josh Emmett knocked out Bryce Hall. I really thought it was the first time somebody was killed in the octagon. He literally was convulsing on the mat. It sounded like a baseball bat hit him. It was insane.
Leg kick.
Right hand over the top.
Whoa.
Am I watching this correctly? It says this is just the headline. Dana White rushes to the octagon. Joe Rogan shouts at officials after terrifying knockout.
Oh, Joe Rogan needs to get a grip.
Whoa!
Joe Rogan was like, you remember? Do you remember the great Dave Lamont who was doing that broadcast for FAU, and he just kept shouting, "He's defenseless! He's defenseless!" And and everybody's just looking. He goes, "I don't care if you're all looking at me in the booth." That was Joe Rogan with Bryce Mitchell, because Bryce Mitchell gets knocked out, and then Joe Rogan goes, "Get him a stool! Don't stand him up! Get him a stool! He's gonna tear." And he just like, it wasn't even that his head was wrong. He goes, "He's gonna tear a knee." I was like, Joe, calm down.
That's what he was worried about.
He was worried about him tearing a knee. I'm sending you the knockout right now. But dude,
I got it. Wow.
You got to hear the sound of it though, Leroy. Mute yourself and listen to it. I'll mute Leroy so he can listen to the call, because it was like kakoosh. It was nuts. And so I had him plus 2, and then we added Leon over Colby, and Colby Covington. My God, he was terrible in this fight.
It was terrible. It went 5 rounds, so I was like,
terrible fight.
Okay, man.
It was
I had a horrible bad beat weekend. The fight before that, Wonder Boy versus who? How do you pronounce that guy's name?
Shavkat Rakhmonov.
And where the hell is he from?
Kazakhstan.
Okay,
same country as Gennady Golovkin.
Well, who gave some good? Oh no, I lied. George St. Pierre gave advice. Anyway, I was watching that fight and I had it to last more than 10 minutes.
Oh, so 2 rounds. That is about beat.
9 minutes 55 seconds.
I thought he was going to last. He needed 4 more seconds and he tapped out.
Jesus.
But you got to think about it, Marcos. I don't think you could really hear the clapper when you're getting your neck choked. I don't think your thoughts are quite there.
He could have gone night for 4 seconds for all I care. We would have woken him up next round.
Yeah,
they would have ended it though.
Josh Emmett's knockout was crazy.
By the way, like, dude, you don't hit the bags that hard.
I know.
Like, he fighting like this? Because
that was the thing with Bryce Mitchell. Is Bryce Mitchell took the fight on 4 days' notice, and I said this with going on. I'm like, Josh Emmett's he's probably the strongest puncher at 135 pounds. You know,
135 pounds,
right? Like, he looks like a tank,
right?
And so, he's been like, he's kind of like Masvidal. Like, he's just been 135. He's fought everybody. He's got some really good wins, but he's never been the champion, right?
Right.
But dude, he's got some knockouts on his resume. And Bryce Mitchell was coming on 4 days' notice, and he just went, knocked him out cold.
Wow.
So anyway, that was a good weekend in the UFC.
You think he was down there shaking, saying, "Well, at least I get a check."
I don't know what he was thinking, dude. I don't know what he was thinking. What did I think of the Patty?
Why did we do this?
I thought Patty Pimblett was okay, Marcos. I mean, like, Patty Pimblett beat Tony Ferguson, who has lost now a UFC record 7 in a row.
Nice.
And
wasn't Tony Ferguson really good?
Yeah,
dude, he was one of the scariest guys in the division. Never got to see him versus Khabib. He was like the one guy everybody thought he had these tricky submissions. Everybody thought, oh, if he got there with Khabib, he'd have the perfect style for him. But they never fought. And then he did this thing. He fought Justin Gaethje, but like, he fought Justin Gaethje and waited like twice in 2 weeks because he just wanted to make a point. It was right at the pandemic starting, and I mean, Gaethje just beat the holy hell out of him, and he's never been the same since. Just never been the same since. So Patty looked decent. He looked decent against Tony. And then dude, we got to get Gilbert Burns on. We got to get Gilbert Burns on.
We got to get him on.
Why? What happened?
I gotta go. I'll tell you the story. We gotta take a break. We'll get back into the Dolphins, I promise. But we got the story. What happened this weekend with in the crowd? Honestly, what happened in the crowd in UFC was a bigger deal than probably the fights. It was crazy. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Hey, we got your chance to win a pair of 4-day passes and a camping spot to see the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival at Daytona Beach International Speedway next May.
You couldn't wait.
Oh, dude. If you guys want to go to see,
this is the key to? Is this JFig's thing?
Rockville? Yeah, of course it is.
Okay. All right.
You guys can win tickets to Rockville. All you have to do is text the word rock, but just ROCK, just like that. Not with a bunch of R's.
You nailed it.
Yeah. So if you guys want to text rock to 20357, that's rock to 20357. You guys can go see Foo Fighters, Jelly Roll, Bat Fang, Motley Crue, Greta Van Fleet, Judas Priest, Stone Temple Pilots, and a whole lot more.
He threw in a Bat Fang. That
No,
wasn't real.
that's
Not real.
Greta
That's not
Van.
real.
Ooh,
Look,
I gotta check that
I'm
one.
no rocker, and I know that was Fugazi.
So if you guys want to win a pair of 4-day passes in a camping spot to Rockville, text rock to 20357.
Greta Van Vliet is real.
Yeah. Marcos, even I knew that.
Yeah, they
So
sound.
Bad Fangs.
No, back.
Bad Fang is a band?
No,
Bad Fangs.
Oh, Bad Fangs is a band. Oh, my bad. It must have been a typo.
not related to OnlyFangs.
Not related to. Hey, listen. Shout out to Fangs, huh?
Yeah,
Getting it right. And Bradley Chubb.
Bradley.
Wow.
Chubb, he got there.
Wow.
Woo!
Man, Bradley
He
Chubb
had
was
like
a
3
menace.
sacks,
3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Monster yesterday.
Covered one.
Hey, that's player of the week stuff right there.
Yeah,
3
one would
sacks,
have
2
to
forced
think.
fumbles.
Yeah, I don't know who did better than that this week defensively. That was insane. Great job
Well,
by
you had a
Bradley
lot
Chubb.
of put it this way. You had a lot of quarterbacks throwing it to the other team. So
Yeah, Brandon Jones had 2 interceptions.
right,
Trevor,
that's what I'm saying.
you gotta love Trevor Siemian coming in there. Be like, yeah, Trevor Siemian, let's see what he's got. Immediately tries to throw it downfield, picked off. Man, you want to feel bad for the Jets fans, but they're Jets fans. What can you do? What can you do? Did you guys watch the video during the break of the Sean Strickland Jerkis Duplessis brawl?
Yes, a kerfuffle.
Oh, you sent me another one.
Yeah, I sent you another one. So
Yeah.
you'll notice Marcos behind. So they go to him. They're like, and there's Sean Strickland, middleweight champion. That's the guy with the white T-shirt on, Leroy. And he goes and he you can see like Drickus Duplessis, who they got into it really bad at the press conference the day before. And Duplessis was like taking shots at Sean Strickland, talking about his dad abusing him as a kid. Very low rent stuff by Duplessis. So he just keeps talking behind Sean Strickland, right? So you'll notice behind Sean Strickland is a family. You'll see the kids there. That family is Gilbert Burns' family.
Yeah.
That's Burns' kid, and that's his wife. And so Sean Strickland kindly tells them, excuse me,
Move over. I'm about to kick his ass.
could you please move aside? And he pounces on the guy. And it was a melee. It was a fun one. And everybody just kept saying, we have this footage. Marcos got mad at this because they go, we have the footage. We're going to get to it. I don't know if they knew the main event was going to be a stinker, Marcos. So they're trying to keep people around. I don't know what that was.
Smart.
But yeah, that was they're fighting in January.
Oh, these two guys are fighting.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Oh
fighting for the-
my goodness.
They're fighting for the title.
Is that the guy that Izzy was yelling at that one time?
Yes.
Or that's it, where he was like something about African.
Yes, he's the guy Izzy was yelling at Leroy. The Duplessis, he's the guy who's talking about the true African. That's the guy that Izzy wanted to kill. Well, now Sean Strickland wants to kill him.
And what's up with this low rent stuff going on at the press conferences?
I don't know, man. People get nasty.
I
What
don't
are we
understand.
doing,
Here's the deal. And I'm gonna say this. There's a lot of people that I would go at knowing they ain't gonna do nothing. But an MMA fighter ain't one of them.
Right?
Because that is a pride thing. Like, if somebody says the wrong thing, you are obligated to throw hands.
Yeah, I agree.
If somebody does the wrong thing, you are obligated. And some guys feel obligated if you even say anything.
Marcos asked, I don't know if it was Marcos or Stunt Steve during the break, but I don't know which one who's like, it was Stunt Steve was texting me. He goes, wait, so you're just allowed to fight in the stands? And Dana White, this is swear to God was his answer after he goes, cops got a lot of better things to deal with than two guys who are going to fighting each other. Which I guess, I mean, if they only hurt each other.
Can I just say this? In our exploits around South Florida, to see some of these fights, you have to understand that in these, when we go see the local fights, a lot of the fighters have to provide, have to sell a certain amount of tickets. And so it's mostly family and friends and stuff like that. And there's always fights in the stands. What was that fight we went to in Hard Rock? It was a melee that went all the way out into the hall.
I want to say that was a Harold Calderon fight night.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a Yuli Diaz one. I don't remember.
Oh,
actually, I think they were both on that card now that I think about it. That was way back.
Yes. It was crazy. I'm like, wow. I think the safest place is right here on Radio Row. I ain't moving.
We'll get back into the Dolphins. Bernie Kosar are going to join us next time. But before that, Miami Heat back in action tonight, taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Tyler and Bam, they're back, baby.
Okay.
The return of Tyler and Bam tonight. No low dog. He's going to be resting for soreness.
Well,
Lowry.
Dude's been playing 38 minutes a night for the last month.
He needs a vacation.
He needs it like it's like my hammies, my glutes are tight.
Yep.
Like, can I get a break?
So he gets a day. But Jimmy Buckets, Miami Heat, I really wanted them to go 3-1 this past week. They almost let it slip away against the Bulls again. But Jimmy Buckets, he puts the cape on, and at the end, here's Jason Jackson with the call on QAM.
13 seconds to go. Tied at 116. Smoke throws his hands in the air. He'll let the guys decide on the floor. Shot clock off. 3, 2, Butler, jumper, got it! Ball game! But Butler did it!
That seemed way too easy, right?
Man.
The way he talked about it, they just let him dribble to his spot.
He got
points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. He looked me in the face recently and said, Jax, when the game is going on the line, I'm always going for the win.
I sat down with Jimmy about a month ago, and I told him, I asked him, do you know who Bob Ross is, this artist? You don't know what he's going to drop, but something.
As an artsman, I know that.
Whenever we see that set for you, it's called the 77. It's a double screen up top. I said, I think of Bob Ross because I know something's going to happen. I just don't know what it is quite yet. What are you seeing in those moments? You'll have to wait for the answer because it's all
it's a happy little treat.
But my gosh.
It's our friend, the squirrel.
Yeah.
That's Goosey's right there.
Yep.
So Jimmy Buckets with the game winner. And yeah, you're right, Leroy. Kobe White gives him that spot. But Jimmy Butler, he is right. Jax asked him after that Knicks game where he had the 3 for the win. He's like, I'm always going to go for the win, and the next one I'm going to make it. And yes, Jimmy Butler always says the next one I'm going to make it. But this time he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This time he did.
Can I ask a question? Is that shot different when it's tied versus being down 1?
Is it different?
Do you go into it with a different attitude because you can't lose?
I think the one that against the Knicks that he lost, they were down 2 and he went for the 3.
He went for the 3. Yeah, no, I know that. But I'm just saying, is it I don't know, right? Because I haven't had situations like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the only situation I can think of is if it's 4th and 1 with 5 seconds left.
Right.
On the 2, do you kick the field goal to tie? Go for it. Right. That's the only thing that I can think of that would be even close in football. But is it easier to shoot that shot when there are no ramifications? I'm just curious. I don't know if they feel that way. I don't know. I think they shoot enough basketballs that it's just a shot to them. And I think the circumstances, and that's what makes professional athletes so much better than we think, because to them, it's a shot. To us, all the circumstances surrounding it make up the shot. You see? So I always wonder, is that so much easier going down the floor and coming up with an offensive set when you know you can't lose? You can only win.
Probably. And you're probably less prone to call the timeout too. Just let the guys go figure it out too. And instead of
right, I got you.
We'll take a quick.
What's Flo say?
Just let him go. We'll take a quick break. Get back into the Dolphins shutout win yesterday over the New York Jets. Back after this.
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Vailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Chris Sims can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
I love Christmas.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
Wow. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Schmeeth and Schmolnick says on Twitch, when will Tobin issue a public apology to Jaylen Waddle and answer for his crimes? I don't feel like I have any crimes against Jaylen Waddle. I love Jaylen Waddle. All I said was I want a big game, a star performance with no Tyreek out there. He delivered. The Penguin. Do you notice now how the one thing that kind of is funny is they don't go to him anymore on touchdowns. They have to go to Stephen Ross because we have to see Stephen Ross do the Waddle afterwards.
And his whole family.
Oh, well, listen, everybody in the Ross booth better be doing the Waddle. Garfinkel, Waddle for me. Yes, sir, Mr. Ross.
See this Quinnen Williams doing the Waddle down 10.
Oh, did you see him knock him out?
I did.
And then 5 minutes later, the real Waddle.
It's tough.
Score from 60.
It's tough. It's a tough look for Quinnen Williams. It's a tough look.
Tough look.
How great was it hearing this Tony Romo yesterday? Just trying. Oh, Jim, don't let the Bills in. They're dangerous. Oh. He loves the Bills so much. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
So
he also
are the Bills that good or the Cowboys frauds?
Yeah, I think they're frauds.
Okay.
I think the Cowboys are frauds
because the Dolphins and the Cowboys have been on a parallel all year. Agreed? They've been saying the same things. Now it's the Cowboys and not the Dolphins, but but very similar things have been said about both teams.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's been they did get the win against the Eagles, which is their good win. Good for them.
And then they got blowed out.
Hammered, dude.
Dude, that was come on.
Embarrassing. I tuned in. I actually had to, go against everything that's good and holy and root for the Cowboys yesterday. And they had that piss poor performance. You couldn't stop a nosebleed.
You definitely wanted the Cowboys to win that.
Of course.
You're the Dolphins.
Of course. That NFC team, no ramifications.
But no what?
Ramifications.
Isn't it?
So we can just move on.
Wait. No, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. What are you talking about? You knew damn well when you said that. I think you got me.
Like Robbie Chosen yesterday, who also got called for offensive offsides.
Oh my goodness.
Although he never looked at the ref. He was like,
he was turned this way. The ref was like,
hey,
you would see the ref on the sideline doing this.
I'm surprised we saw him again after that one. That was like, oh, now all the refs they're out for this offensive offsides. It's the new thing.
Oh my goodness, new thing.
It's the new thing. Everybody's got to get in on it. But oh my God, yeah, Tony Romo just as soon as they brought up the graphic where they're like, all right, here's the AFC picture. This was before the Bills game, by the way. And he goes, I'm telling you, Jim. I'm like, oh God, Tony, we get it, dude. You love the Bills. Enough already.
Well, listen. The great thing about what's going on with the Dolphins right now is, for good or bad, this is where you want to be. You want to be in the hunt with an opportunity to control your own destiny, right? And what I would say is that you win these last 3 games, you're going to be the 1 seed.
You are going to be the 1 seed.
No doubt, because
they control their own destiny.
Because Baltimore has to go to San Francisco.
Well, you play Baltimore. I mean, like
and you play Baltimore.
You play Baltimore. You control your own destiny. You literally do.
You control your own destiny. And that's all you can ask for. That's all you can ask for with 3 games left to go in the season, right? Is we have an opportunity to take care of our own business. We are one of the few teams in the NFL that don't have to look at what other teams are doing. Unlike Buffalo. They still need help.
God, too, was such a monster on 3rd down yesterday. Like some of the throws that he had. Whoo! Cat burglar, dude. Right through those tight windows.
Loves you guys.
Yep. I like the way.
Why are you shaking your head, Marcos?
You can't just throw sayings out there sometimes.
First
No,
of all,
it's not fair.
Cat burglar.
Marcos.
Yeah.
He sent the text, right?
Yeah.
And every time he says it, we all look at the text and go, what the hell is he talking about? If you have to send something that requires a page explanation to what you mean, it's not a good one.
Dude, they tweeted out yesterday. The NFL tweeted out cat burglar.
No, they didn't.
I'll find the tweet.
Oh, my God.
I'll find it because they said Tua goes through tight windows. #cat burglar.
No, they
didn't say
Swear
that.
to God, they tweeted that out, dude. I'm telling you right now, I saw
Nobody
it.
said that.
Dude.
Even JFig said, liar.
No, they tweeted out.
Sports who said that.
I'm telling you, I saw it yesterday.
Dude.
They tweeted out #cat burglar because Tua gets through those tight windows.
You're the worst.
I'm not the worst, dude. I'm telling you right now.
The worst.
I'm getting it for you guys in a second. Hold on. Oop.
Cat burglar, NFL term. Let me see if this has ever been used.
Yeah. Make sure you get the right account, though.
Nope.
I've
never seen it before.
It's out there, dude. I'm telling you right now. I'll find it. Trust me. Don't you worry.
Yeah. Except for a Patriots fan who stole 27 of Giants Super Bowl XLII rings. Don't know what number that is. That guy's an actual cat burglar. And of course he's a Patriot.
XLII is 53.
Wow. He's so good at math.
No, wait. Hold on.
That's 2, though.
Is it 53? No.
No, there's only 2.
It's
XL is
43.
50. What?
Yeah, because isn't L 50? So you put the X before it, it's 40.
Minus 10? Oh,
yeah, I think so.
Let's see. Is what number? XLII is what number? 42. Damn.
42. Okay, 42. I thought you said I.
He's even good at Roman math.
Found it.
No, you didn't.
Right now.
No, you didn't.
I found it. I found it, dude. I'm sending it to JFig right now.
No, you didn't.
This whole time he was editing it.
No, dude,
Yes, I'm telling you.
There's no. I'm not that good. What are you talking
Yes,
about? I
you
know how to
are.
edit.
Yes, you are.
Ridiculous.
Yes, you are.
Ridiculous statement. I don't know how to do stuff like that.
-1 for deception.
I don't know how to do stuff like that, dude.
A preemptive strike.
Can I just say this?
-1.
The lengths that you will take.
This is
Take.
unfair.
You know it's not.
It is unfair. I don't know how to do that. I was looking for it. It was hard to find. It's a lot of tweets about Tua.
Put your phone up. Let's see it.
Go ahead. No, fine.
Oh, okay. No.
No, that's no.
I see the cut. I see the cut.
I'm telling you right there. Cat burglar, dude. They tweeted it out.
No way, dude.
No way. There's no way that's real.
I
No way.
swear, dude,
No way.
I
You
swear.
added right onto. You added it onto the.
How
end
would
and
I
retweeted
do
it.
that? How would I do that? I don't know how to do that.
You can retweet with post.
Dude, that's
Look
not.
at the look. JFig. The font. Don't fall for it.
No, the font is the same. That everybody can. You can change font on Twitter now. It's a thing.
No,
it's a thing, dude.
That's one of Elon Musk's additions.
Yeah, you're allowed to change font now these days. Everybody knows that.
Dude, I'm not falling for it. Look.
No way, dude.
Look at how you
cat
just
burglar.
added. Look how you just added that right on the end. Then wait, if they do cat burglar, why did they have to do pinpoint accuracy?
No, I'm sure they did that.
You added that, dude. You're the worst.
I'm telling you right now. They put that out there.
No, they didn't.
Go look for the tweet.
I cannot believe you, dude.
I'm telling you right now.
I'm gonna go look for the tweet.
Hashtag cat burglar. Take a break. Back after this.
The Heat
It's all cold down along the beach. And the wind's whipping down the boardwalk.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQM. Quick segment here. We got to get to Bernie Kosar here on the program. But Leroy, first, we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover law firm, youraccidentattorneys.com. Free consultation 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Here's an interesting sight. Sun.
I know, dude. Crazy.
Now, along with that sun, it's been extremely windy lately. We drying out, so the wind's okay. And it's a little chilly. So it's probably like 65 degrees at this moment, if that. And quite breezy. So it's going to be chilly the next few mornings. Going to be breezy. But it will be sunny.
Yeah.
I can't tell which way the winds are blowing because, well, I'm not really looking, but I'm guessing if it's chilly like this, it's somewhere out of the north because that's where the cold comes from. Like, use your brain. Think, people. Think.
Well, I'll let you guys know the NFL playoff race is heating up, and so is our Dave & Buster's gift card giveaway. We got your chance to win a $250 gift card from Dave & Buster's to watch it all unfold. To enter, go online to WQM's contest page, submit your entry. If you win, you can go to Dave & Buster's with your gift card and have a whole day watching your favorite teams all on us. Dave & Buster's. Eat, drink, play, watch sports, and go on over to Dave & Buster's in Hollywood.
Love that place.
Oh, yeah, me too, dude. Great place to watch a game. Great place to get on the action, have some fun.
That was one of the first places me and Mel went.
Really?
Yeah. Went to watch a Monday Night Football game on the big TV, get some Mighty Bites, and play some pool.
Very hurt that you guys think I'm a liar.
No think.
No, it's just I don't like that.
No.
We know. It hurts my feelings.
We know. I mean, I figured, to be honest with you,
I was just excited.
I thought you'd be more creative. I thought you'd find the right font.
I mean, I didn't have to find the right anything. That's really what happened. I mean, that you could change font on Twitter. That's how it is. Hashtag cat burglar.
Look at the hashtag NYJ and the hashtag.
Like I said, Marcus, you could change font on
Why
Twitter.
would you change the font and underline it? Just
makes
for that?
the point. It looks cat burglary. It looks like cat scratch. So
no, it looks bull bleepery. That's what it looks like.
We'll take a quick break, talk some NFL, some college, some shenanigans with the great Bernie Kosar. He's going to join us next. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 here on the program. Going to link up here in just a minute with Bernie Kosar.
Or did I see him?
I do not see him. I do not see him. I will send you the link one more time just to make sure you got the right one to him. Or we could just, if this is too much with technology, we could always just get him on the phone. Yeah, but I sent him I sent you the link one more time, Leroy, so we can get him going. While we do that, I want to let you guys know that we are going to give you guys a chance to win a pair of 4-day passes and a camping spot to Rockville. Welcome to Rockville Music Festival at Daytona International Speedway next May. If you guys want to see the Foo Fighters, Jelly Roll, Motley Crue, Greta Van Fleet, which is a real band, Marcos. I can't believe you don't know who they are, dude.
Yeah, that's my fault.
Goth Legend, Judas Priest, Stone Temple Pilots, all going to be there. Text the word ROCK to 20357. That's ROCK to 20357, and you're entered to win. Or for more info, you can go to our contest page at WQAM.com. So all those things you got it coming for you with Rockville. Oh, man. So Miami Dolphins, of course, coming off a shutout win yesterday and beating the New York Jets 30-0. And
that machine.
Oh, dude, that was brutal. I don't know what that's look, all making fun of Zach Wilson aside, because he ends up getting beat up in that game.
Yeah,
he must have been terrified. Like as soon as he snaps the ball, there was one point where he had Von Ginkel, Chubb, Sieler, and Wilkins all there. It's a giant. Like they were all there, like right on him.
I've never seen the Dolphins get in the backfield so quick.
It was crazy.
Like it was all, and no matter where he looked, somebody was there. I'm like, that has to be terrifying as a quarterback.
I can't even imagine. Just you're just trying to like make anything happen. You're coming off this great week. You're like, all right, let's get after it. Turnaround continues, and then there's just these polar bears and grizzly bears like tearing you up, and all of a sudden your team is you have a turnover like right there on the doorstep. It was just an absolute. It had to be terrifying for Zach Wilson. Can't even imagine.
I would have wanted to be concussed too. Although I can honestly say I was 3-13 and never felt that way.
Never.
Because even through 13 losses, I always thought there was a chance we could turn it around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there ever in that season, did you guys get super banged up?
No, we were just really old. Like when Bill came in the next year, our second year, there's probably 15 guys that just retired.
Oh man, really?
Because he like ran them off. Like we worked so hard that they were like, I'm done. Right? It was crazy. It happens in sports where you make a run, right? So they had been to 2 AFC championship games in 3 years before my rookie year. And it was the same guys. And then everybody got old really fast.
Wild, man.
Right?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Bernie was part of that. He could tell you, like, they were really good and then got really old really quick.
Insane. Do you think what do you think it just spoke to? Like, do you think that the Dolphins, like, is there a credit to them for bouncing back in such a dominating fashion after that embarrassment? Just because I know the Jets suck. I know, but that and this was my point yesterday. Like, I was doing this, I was like, look, I get it. You just want to get back and get right, but I feel like you got to get right in a dominant fashion after what collapsed, because they, in reality, yes, the loss on Monday night was embarrassing, but they didn't play good that entire game.
Correct.
Especially offensively.
And that's the thing you need to separate. Okay. nobody plays perfectly for 17 games, 18 weeks. The better teams have a way of squeaking out those bad games. They had an opportunity to do that. I'll give you another perfect example. The same thing happened with the Canes against Georgia Tech. They played crappy the whole game. And they had a chance to get out of it.
Yeah.
You see, so that's the thing that you have to do. Like, you have to get through the games where you're not playing that well and they look like stinkers, right? And win those games, and then you can turn it around and play a game like you did against the Jets.
Well, let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop hundreds of Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. Leroy's favorite quarterback of all time, Bernie Kosar. He says it all the time. Bernie Kosar joining us here on the program. Bernie, good morning. Thanks for making time for us. We really appreciate it.
Hey, it's great to be with you. I have a little technical difficulty, but I had the Cleveland Browns Stadium in the background where Kosar and Leroy Horde did a little magic back in the early 90s where Leroy made me look good catching those passes out of the backfield. So thank you, because we were one of the teams that got a nice miracle W yesterday.
Hey, Bern, we were just talking about this because the Dolphins lost like just a terrible game on Monday night where they didn't play their best. And we were talking about how teams get old. And I was talking about the teams that you played with in the late 80s that went to 2 AFC championship games in like 3 years. And then my rookie year, half of those guys got old. And we look really bad because they got old really quick. And so the Dolphins have a lot of young players. How do you determine like when it's coming and to kind of jump the gun on that? Because it happened to us, my rookie year, it happened all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's a really great point. And not to correct you on your facts, but 3 AFC championship games in 4 years from a similar core. Yeah, but a similar core of players, to your point. And we love loyalty. We love consistency and tradition. But in NFL, the not for long league, the injuries are a big part of it. And you tend to get young or get old quick in the game. So that did happen to us. And older veteran teams tend to get a little tired towards the end of the year. It's actually why I believe in Cleveland, Joe Flacco not having to throw OTAs, training camp the first half of the season. His arm talent here in December, because he hasn't had the season's wear and tear, was special to see him in the fourth quarter yesterday. But younger players, rookies, they used to say sometimes hit the wall because they're not used to the length of this type season. But really, youth is a massive benefit in the long duration of an NFL year, and have it in terms of youth, athleticism, and speed. And yeah, it was terrible Monday night, the way it transpired against the Tennessee Titans and stuff. Boy, but a young team like that could really break up a team and cause uncertainty. And I use the you matter for self-confidence and self-esteem, but a Monday night loss to a young team like that could really evaporate a team's confidence. And to see a team come out against a rival team, albeit a hurting team like the Jets, but do what you're supposed to do in December to them and put a complete beat down where the game wasn't even in doubt. To come back from that gives the you matter, the self-confidence, and the youth, to your question, almost they got fresher legs than the older teams. So that's something where nobody's going to want to play the Miami Dolphins in the playoffs right now, especially with the Vic Fangio defense and Bradley Chubb having 7 tackles, 3 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles like he had yesterday. I mean, for him to be it as a Dolphin for basically less than 2 years and already be one of the top 10 guys in forced fumbles in Dolphin history with our awesome lineage and history within the Miami Dolphins. It's really special, some of the things I think we could create down here.
Bernie, as a quarterback, yesterday for Tua getting a chance, everybody's talking about, Tyreek's having an MVP season. You lose a guy like him. You never want to lose a superstar for a game, but what do you think that's going to do for the chemistry for him and Jaylen Waddle to kind of say, hey, you got to be the one this game, and Waddle going off like that? Do you feel like that could have even more benefits for this last stretch run for getting a game like that where Waddle kind of gets to be the guy and him and Tua can focus on that relationship?
Spot on. Awesome point. Nobody wants to have the awesome, great Tyreek Hill not playing, but to have him be absent yesterday, and for Tua to be 21 for 24, 224 yards, for him to come back from that Monday night game and ending like that, and for Tyreek not to be there, and for Jaylen Waddle to have 9 targets and have 8 catches for 142 yards against the rival Jets like that, that's absolutely the type of confidence and belief and growth that a team wants as you're getting to this point in the year. And with 2 of my old teams now, the Dallas Cowboys coming to town on Christmas Eve, that's absolutely the kind of trajectory an offense wants like that.
Hey, Brian, I want to ask you this, because one of the only complaints I've had about this offense is that it's not that they're one-dimensional, but all of the things that they do is centered around one player. And some of the best offenses I've played in, all of the pieces were interchangeable, meaning that we would run the same plays with different guys there to kind of throw the defense off so they couldn't just set up shop around one guy. And to see Jaylen Waddle able to take that role, do you think Mike McDaniel would be better served to just every now and then just say, you and Tyreek switch, or put Achane out there, or just you have so many guys with speed that can still create those mismatches. But what it does, it throws the defense off that is so like Tyreek Hill centric that all they're concentrating on is what he does.
Hey, so yeah, I think you're spot on. And I love Coach Mike McDaniels. I got to spend a little bit of time with him as I'm staring out at Cleveland Browns Stadium in the background here in 2014, when he was the receivers coach under Kyle Shanahan here in Cleveland. His creativity and that specialness that Leroy that they do with their offense and their personnel groups and their emotions and shifts. I sit back and I kind of fantasize about how you even call all of those motions and shifts and how you're able to articulate that and communicate that within the huddle. So it's massively impressive. One of the things I do, and I love to follow the evolution of the system, the evolution of how they layer new plays on. Not to give away game plans and stuff, but as we get to the end of the season and as everybody starts mentally really understanding what's going on, and the Dolphins really look to be understanding mentally the whole picture. Yesterday's game with the absence of Tyreek Hill, I absolutely think accelerates that kind of thought process. But even if it wasn't going to happen as successfully as it happened yesterday, this coaching staff is special, and I believe they're absolutely evolving towards that. And as you get into the playoffs and you have a little more time and have a little more film and breakdown, I absolutely see some of that interchangeable pieces to put more mental duress on the defense with that awesome speed that so many of the Dolphin players have, whether it's Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Mostert. I mean, this is a special group, and I think Mike McDaniels will do exactly those type of things.
So, Bernie, what do you think it speaks to some of these teams? Because we've seen a lot of quarterbacks go down so far this year, a lot of backups playing. But like when you see a Cincinnati or a Cleveland still being able to shower success when they have backups come in there and their talent kind of rallies around it, like what is, like, I guess, the difficulty of that as a team, and how does it speak to, I guess, the talent of that team that they're still able to have success even though you lose a Burrow or a Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, the overall next man up mentality that you have within football absolutely is the coach speak and the rhetoric and the stuff that even us players will say within the locker room. But in reality, sometimes you overly really believe it. Is another thing, easier said than done. So to really have other guys step up, to have your teammates, and sometimes when that happens, the teammates know. You got to rally together and everybody has to do more. You're really kind of seeing that when in the Cincinnati with the Bengals, and you're seeing that here with the Browns. To see us down by double digits in the fourth quarter yesterday, to have Joe Flacco not really have a good game and having basically 3 picks in the first 3 quarters, and then to come back like he did, or whether how Browning came back in Cincinnati after a bad first 3 quarters. That's to see backup quarterbacks coming back with their teams not quitting either. That's kind of special to see. And when you have success with that type of stuff, I really think that manifests itself within the locker room of kind of us against the world during this kind of playoff push. And those are the type of teams that are dangerous to play in the playoffs.
Switching it back to the Canes here for a second, Bernie. I think the last time we talked to you, TVD was going through a little bit of adversity. The Canes were going through a little bit of adversity. He ends up going to Wisconsin. Transfer portal is what it is right now. What do you think you would like to see for them, Bernie, for Mario Cristobal? Do you think like going into the transfer portal and getting one of these, credentialed quarterbacks with the experience is the way to go for Mario? Or do you think it's better to maybe go with a young guy, maybe Emery coming back from the injury? Like, what do you think is the best path for the Canes to go?
Well, as you mentioned, University of Miami, and I'm looking at the Browns Stadium in the background for the Dolphins fans who saw the end of the Browns game yesterday. And if you're a Canes fan, the Browns almost lost on a Hail Mary / Hail Flutie pass that I still am scarred with psychologically from my past 1984. So, I'm cognitively impaired, but I still know about 39 years ago on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. So that almost transpired again yesterday as I had a flashback to the end of the Browns-Bears game that made me think of the Boston College game and the Hail Mary of University of Miami in 1984 from that. And that wasn't a attempt to avoid the question, but it was really disappointing to see what happened with Tyler this year. I'm a fan of his, and there's an inordinate amount of pressure on kids anyways, whether you're a player or not. And I could go on my soapbox about the pressures and that are anxieties and depression that are going on within a lot of us within society and stuff, but high school and college kids in particular, and football players, it's ratcheted up a level more, and quarterbacks and the quarterback at the University of Miami, it's ratcheted up even that much more. But that being said, with the NILs and the finances of it is really tough for which way do you go now. I love how Emery stepped in and played. God, it was tough to see that type of injury, and partly with a guy like myself who's had all these injuries, I'm really fixated on Emery and trying to, one, as a person, help him just get healthy so that he doesn't have to do all the pain medications and anti-inflammations and some of the tragic things that kind of sent me down a physical, challenging perspective from the physical therapy side of it that he's going to have to do to get back. And those type injuries, who knows how quick you can come back. So do you go with the younger guy or do you go in the transfer portal? That's up to the coaches and stuff. But I know a lot of people don't like the NILs and they don't like the transfer portal, but it really is an opportunity to get a veteran, experienced quarterback who's playing. And whether we like the finances of it or not, you really are capable to find a veteran, cool quarterback who is successful right now. So I think you absolutely have to explore both possibilities of that. But to compete on a next year basis. Look at last year, if we'd have been having this conversation, it was everybody wanted Archie Manning. But if we got Archie Manning, I think he's going to be a great quarterback. But he didn't start at Texas last year or this year. And even when the backup, he didn't necessarily come in. So from our U perspective, with Emery possibly being hurt, it's probably more advantageous to have a NIL transfer portal quarterback right now that could supplement that could be ready to play in late August 31st against the Florida Gators.
Hey, Burn. So now I'm showing everybody. I'm showing everybody the coffee, right?
Uh-oh.
So I got my bag, and here's what sucks. I got to have surgery on Thursday, so I can't drink it yet. But I'm showing everybody. So why don't you tell us about this coffee?
Well, what kind of surgery you having on Thursday?
I just have
black coffee.
No, I got it. They told me stay off caffeine for 2 days beforehand. So I have to have just a meniscus. I got a flapping meniscus. Got to get it fixed.
Okay. Well, we've had plenty of those surgeries, and I'm not trying to be wannabe doctor and stuff, but as a guy who's been massively cognitively impaired with 40 surgeries, 80 broken bones, 100 concussions, heck, 15 seizures, being in a coma, the last couple for 72 and 96 hours, I don't drink black coffee and don't do Kosar Coffee for the caffeine part of it. It's my doctor, the founding chair of integrative wellness, Dr. Michael Roizen from the Cleveland Clinic, was partners with Dr. Oz. He's been on the Oprah Winfrey Show 53 times. He came to me a few years ago and he said the black coffee bean is the number one thing to flush and detox the liver and the brain. And with the whatever the acronym you want to use, TBI or CTE, the cognitive issues are for real. So being able to flush and detox my brain internally from all the hits and years of medication and stuff to be able to be here 5 years without taking a pill, to be diagnosed 4 years ago with 5 years left of cognitive brain function, to not be able to articulate, enunciate, communicate really any multiple syllable words. So part of my daily routine, and I'm so proud of my comebacks on the field. I really feel, Leroy, this is one of my best comebacks off the field from a health and wellness perspective. Again, to be diagnosed 4 years ago with those issues, the black coffee bean has really been flushing my system. And right now we're down, hey, South Florida, look at the weekend we had with all the rain. I'm up here in Ohio looking at the Cleveland Browns Stadium. The chance of me seeing sun in the near term is remote. Most everybody is vitamin D deficient, and vitamin D in the COVID flu season optimizes your D levels. So I infuse vitamin D into my coffee for immune, and then for anti-inflammation, for heart health, infusing resveratrol. So I have a patent to infuse cool supplements that are able to help me detox my body and reduce the inflammation, and put vitamin D in me to continue my wellness journey. That's how I start every day, my man, to be able to be cognitively present.
Do you do it like a specific way, Bernie, or is it just in the beans?
Well, it's the bean, and then I have a patent I'm the only guy to be able to infuse the resveratrol and the vitamin D actually into the bean and then ground it so that you get the supplements. And I'm a big believer in modified intermittent fasting. So this in the morning, to be able to implement the modified intermittent fasting with my Kosar Coffee is the way I've started my day now for the last few years, to really cognitively have these improvements and physically be able to be able to handle my daily life, which Leroy could tell you 5-6 years ago, quite a few of my friends were, having interventions, and the inability to concisely and articulately even do shows like this and or live a life as so many ex-players are dealing with. So many military guys are being treated like the way us NFL guys are. Heck, Leroy.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna be in Chagrin, Ohio today. It's Chagrin High School at later on this afternoon. We had a special teammate, Bob Dahl, Chagrin High School graduate, Notre Dame graduate, fought in the tunnel, University of Miami, Catholics versus the convicts, 1988. We weren't the convicts, okay, back then. And then he ended up blocking for Leroy Horde and Bernie Kosar in 1992 and 1993. I love him so much, a hedge fund manager, successful in business, and he committed suicide on September 25th. The opiate issue and the fentanyl issue, we've had over 125 people just die this past weekend in the state of Ohio from that. We'll have 22 veterans commit suicide today. I could have been any one of those two statistics. So to see some of my friends in the holiday season that are out there hurting, I don't say this to brag, but I say it that there is hope out there. And a lot of the money that I raise for, whether it's the Kosar Coffee at kosarcoffee.com, is to help and support a lot of my brothers, Leroy, our brothers that aren't here with us now and are in a lot of those kind of dark situations that we're trying to find relief. And I've been blessed to be able to been given another gift in the late third quarter, early fourth quarter of my life to be able to have a second chance myself and make this comeback. And now I'm able to hopefully raise some money and raise some awareness and help out some of our great brothers in the locker room, some of our great military people who are suffering this time of the year.
Burn, one more thing. Please don't send me any more pictures with you and Taylor Swift. It confused me.
Are you a Swiftie? Are you a Swiftie?
No, but we have somebody on the show that is, and if we say anything negative about Taylor Swift, she has a fit.
Our producer Jen loves Taylor Swift, Bernie.
Oh,
and when you were in the box with Taylor Swift, I mean, you want to talk about living vicariously. She just wanted to know what was going on with the Kelsey and Taylor Swift celebration going on over there. It looked like a hell of an experience.
So I don't know if you're up against a break. I could take a few more minutes and really tell you about it, which I'd love to, is Leroy and you guys and I'm not saying this to be nice. If people have some people they look up to and they want a role model, and I had the opportunity to meet her, you couldn't have a better role model for young parents, young kids out there to look up to her. Her genuine attention to people and paying attention and consideration and was just spectacular to watch. And Leroy, you'd actually get a chuckle out of this. Those pictures were in pregame meal. Like typically an NFL team, you go to the hotel the night before the game, you wake up the next morning, you have pregame meal, then you go to the stadium with the team. Travis and Andy Reid, those guys are so cool. Travis likes to go to the hotel. He comes home. So I was at his house like 3 hours before the game. We're having pregame meal. And Taylor is so nice. She comes in by herself, and she's so cool. She brings she made her homemade cinnamon rolls for Travis for pregame meal. So
wow.
So I'm a juicer right now, trying to be vegan and gluten-free and stuff, but I absolutely had to sample some of that cinnamon.
Of course.
On game day.
Of course. You can't tell Taylor Swift no.
You can't turn Taylor Swift's desserts down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was telling guys that you've known, Bern, I was telling these guys, you've known the Kelseys for most of their life.
Yeah, I'd love to be. I'm literally from Cleveland Heights. We're only 15 minutes away. I was talking already to Ed Kelsey, Mr. Kelsey, the father, this morning on some podcast stuff we're going to do together. And I love Ed and Donna Kelsey, the parents, Travis and Jason, because at Halloween they used to dress up as 19, little 19s, Cleveland Browns, Bernie Kosars when they were boys. And I went to Travis and Jason and I go, hey guys, man, I love your parents. They used to dress you up for Halloween as young Bernie Kosar. And Travis goes, what are you talking about? We dress like that every day. I love your parents even more. I love it even more. And some of the stuff that Travis and Jason's doing, Jason, what he's doing in Philly, Travis is doing a cool stuff, Operation Breakthrough in Kansas City. We're looking to bring it to Cleveland here and parts down to South Florida. So there's some really awesome work we're doing with youth that in continuing education and robotics and computers, and that is really special. We're really looking forward to the future of that.
Bernie, we appreciate the time, man.
Thanks, Bern.
Hey, guys, you matter. KosarCoffee.com. Go
check it.
Go Dolphins. Go Canes. Go Browns.
Go check out KosarCoffee.com. You go follow it on Twitter too, at Kosar Coffee as well. The great Bernie Kosar joining us. We'll take a quick break. Probably actually going to be a long break, but we'll be back with more after this.
Spit your ass. Alexis Steelers 15 minutes of game day uncensored.
Let's go!
Sponsored by South Florida Lexus Dealers. Experience amazing.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Thanks for being patient with the break. But hey, listen, when Bernie Kosar gives you a long time, we get captivated.
If more people understood what he went through,
yeah,
you have a different appreciation for it.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
I've known him for a bunch of years, and it wasn't always great. You know what I mean? But he's been through some stuff. Which
is cool to see how, man, I mean, that dude just infuses positivity pretty much every breath that he takes.
All the time. It's almost like a life choice.
Yep.
Like he's like, things can't get no worse. I'm just going to be positive.
This JFig, I mean, she was beside herself with the T-Swift facts behind the scenes.
I cried a little bit.
Can I just say this, Jennifer? I'm gonna say this.
You're Swiftie.
No.
Oh.
That's Looney Tunes. But listen, I'm gonna say this. There's a chance that the Kansas City Chiefs could play in Miami. I've already put some feelers out there.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Don't
put my head in other places.
First of all, Leroy does not play. Anybody who knows me,
you don't play.
I don't play.
Anyway, you know who else does? You want to know who else doesn't play? The Jets.
Point for Tobin!
Man, they're bad.
Hey, can I just say this? Like, you know how you feel bad for like just seeing people go through some stuff?
Yeah.
I think that perhaps I was having too much joy.
Right? You know, it was funny because I was like,
watch out, Zach! Watch out, Zach! What the hell?
You know what's crazy is like, I don't know what, you know, it was just like when that happened, that first hit, I was like, I was in so much joy because I was too busy going, Sieler it on up.
Yeah.
I didn't happen to realize, oh my God.
Wait, because
he got killed.
Bradley Chubb did the swan dive on him.
Yeah, he did.
He went like, because I guess he knocked the ball out and he didn't want to hurt him, so he just went.
I tried.
Squashed him.
I was just celebrating too much. I had too much joy with it. I was like, oh man, Zach Wilson kind of got used like a chew toy yesterday. And as Leroy said, Christian Wilkins, he's just having too much fun with football.
I don't understand. And I told you I played with a guy with this much energy. It is unbelievable how a guy that size can be that playful in the middle of a football game while getting double teamed, run over, chipped, and still have that much energy.
I think it's probably because he's going to be so rich.
Oh my goodness. You know what? Here's the crazy thing. You said he didn't have enough sacks. So now he might very well lead the league in sacks at his position. And it's over for you. It's over for you because you tried to play money games with a guy you shouldn't have played money games with. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now if you Christian Wilkins, you're like, oh, no deals. No deals. You did this to you, not me.
Yes.
You did this to you.
But first, the Lombardi Trophy.
Yes.
Oh.
Dude, can I just say this?
This is going to be the most fun 3 weeks, dude.
All I want for these next 3 weeks is for the Dolphins to play good football. Because if they're playing good football going into the playoffs, then no matter what happens, you're going to feel comfortable with their chances.
Mm-hmm.
Because you ain't all you need is a chance. Right? The way this defense is playing, and granted, it was the Jets.
Oh, yeah.
But I love the aggression. I don't know how long. Dude, I'm worried about how long Jevon Holland's going to be out.
2 sprained MCLs.
Because it's just like it's not even a conversation of when you and X has a hip.
Yep.
Which might have been injured being in chase mode for all of last game.
Well, I mean, yeah.
They picked on him, dude. They picked on him.
That's the problem when you're look, it's great to have Jalen Ramsey as a teammate, but you got to, when you're not Jalen Ramsey and you are going to get picked on because they don't throw at Jalen Ramsey.
Right. So I just love the aggressive nature of the defense right now. And part of it is that everybody's winning the one-on-ones up front. So it looks like they're putting a whole bunch of pressure on them.
Yeah.
And it might be just because they're
just
winning up
maulers.
front. Right. But that, along with the offense, not having to score 40. When you score 40, it's a bonus. That's a whole different mindset offensively.
Yeah, that defense though, has just wreaked so much havoc and either getting scores or putting the Dolphins on the doorstep to score. But then, I thought the Dolphins had a good blend of it yesterday because we had the one drive with the bomb to Waddle, we had the one good drive where Tua got to, kind of take him downfield, and it's a big third down throw. That catch by Berrios with the cheeks in bounds, great catch.
Yes,
great catch.
Yes, wait, look, I love the explanation. The player caught the ball and had control, and then his left cheek hit inbounds before his back went out of bounds.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's a catch.
We call that the Lowry.
Lowry.
Or the Chubb.
Juicy.
It was
sometimes the explanation is too much. Just say it's a catch.
Yeah, I was good with
Don't
it.
Break it down.
I like when refs have fun with their catches. They're like, "Ooh, that's
no."
it."
Here's
they look
my
at each
thing.
other. They look
wait,
at each other.
Yeah. Wait. Oh yeah. When they point to the other ref, what you got? What you got?
We're in. Yeah.
What they do with the touchdown? Yes, I got it. I got it. No, my favorite, and this is, and you could blame Ed Hockley for this. The old first down signal. First down.
Juicy.
Oh yeah.
It was something, man. But yeah, yesterday, what did you have? So we had the Ravens put it on the Jaguars.
The Jaguars put it on the Jaguars. They spent half a game in Baltimore's red zone.
Bums.
To get no points.
So the Ravens are 11-3, Dolphins 10-4. They of course meet up in a couple of weeks. Kansas City, I mean, did you guys see it? Did you see how mad she got at the no pass interference call?
Oh yeah,
she was.
What the bleep?
She had to get the dump button.
Now she's a footballer, right?
Yeah,
she knows
I love
what
it.
Penalties are.
Took her 2 weeks. She's just like us, celebrities. They're just like us, except now she has homemade cinnamon rolls that we've learned.
Right.
You know what? She should bring some.
I thought that was in the suite. It wasn't even in the suite.
No.
Right. Pre-game meal at the house, huh? You got it like that, huh, Bern?
It's like at the
All right,
Kelseys, dude.
Oh, so I wonder. Hold up. What if Kansas City plays Cleveland?
What about it?
Ooh.
Where does his loyalty lie?
No. I'm in.
Oh, you're going? You're going?
You going?
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
I can't wait. This fun. Yeah, Kansas. I mean, the Browns, man, with Joe Flacco, 9 wins on the season. Unbelievable.
Can I just tell you,
9
there's
wins.
there's two teams that have pulled off something that usually is not possible. Right? One is the Browns. All right. They've been through 4 quarterbacks. Right? 4 quarterbacks in 1 year and still have 9 wins.
Yep.
And there's one other team who's been through 4 quarterbacks. Who is it? It is
the Jets.
Not the Jets. They don't count. They suck.
Vikings?
The Vikings.
Yeah.
The Vikings have been through 4 quarterbacks.
First time ever. I saw that.
Yeah. It's crazy how just and here's the thing. Imagine how good that team would be with 1 quarterback.
I know.
Right? It's crazy.
It's a wild thing. It's a very bunched up bottom of the AFC right now. After the Browns, who are 9-5, you have 5 teams that are 8-6.
Here's the crazy thing. There's only 4 teams who have losing record in the AFC?
5.
5 teams. Think about that. How crazy that is.
That's wild.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So these next 3 weeks, everybody's going to be looking at, okay, this what needs to happen. If this is
well, it does slow. Look, the Dolphins do need to keep taking care of business. They hugely need to keep this pace because, like, the Bills, the Dolphins just got to, like you said, keep playing good football because they do have probably the hardest schedule the rest of the way.
Right.
The Bills, I think, before the Dolphins matchup, have the Chargers, who I guess they're off a long week and have some new coach smell, but their quarterback is Easton Stick.
Can I just tell you, he sounds like Easton Stick should be like a golfer or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they have the Patriots the game before the Dolphins. So we know, and then of course we have that monster Ravens game, which is probably going to determine the 1 seed if the Dolphins win this week. So yeah, man, this is like, but it's kind of cool because, like, look, the Dolphins are in this spot. They're going to make the playoffs, but, like, man, they have 3 weeks ahead of them that can just determine, do you want the path to the Super Bowl going through you?
Right.
And that's just this is what they've been building up for. Coach McDaniel's been talking about it. They go out there. They have a great response to that embarrassment that happened. Did it without Tyreek Hill.
Mm-hmm.
So we're able to kind of
enough for nothing, if I may. It just looked like the Dolphins said, "Look, Reek, why don't you take an extra week? It's
right.
the stinking Jets."
Well, I'm glad
they won't say that.
Right.
They won't say that. But we kind of got the feeling with all the people not playing this week that's what they thought.
I'm happy that they did that because that's how they've been treating injuries all year. Like, they've been very cautious to basically get to these games. And I don't know if two sprained MCLs. I don't know what that's going to be like to come back from. He was limited in practice all week, but that sounds awful. 2 sprained MCLs. But yeah, like, it could have been a tough thing for Tyreek because Tyreek probably thinking to himself, even if he's not all the way healthy, he goes, I'm the cheetah, baby. 2K. And now he's got to do like 150 a game for the rest of the way. Right. Probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
Probably not going to happen. Although he'll probably come out. He'll probably come out his first game and go for 200.
But here's the deal. Okay. He's only going to have 16 games to do it, which is what everybody else had.
Yeah, well, it is what Calvin had, and then what Calvin Johnson had. But he hit, was it 1960? What was his number, Marcos? You remember?
Yeah, it was like 1946 or 1964 or something like that. He was close, but
yeah, he was close, but he didn't.
But here's the deal: who was Stafford as quarterback?
Cup?
No.
Oh, for the record, yeah, I gotta imagine it was Stafford.
In Detroit.
Yeah.
So it was Stafford.
So Stafford was for both guys for him.
Yes, 1 and 2.
Pretty good.
Man, that's Stafford. He's thrown for a boatload of yards.
Sure has.
I think he's thrown for. Isn't he thrown for more 5,000-yard seasons than anybody?
I don't know.
I'm almost positive he's up there.
Drew Brees.
Oh, Drew Brees has done it. How many is Drew Brees?
Well, makes sense. He's the all-time leader, yeah.
Drew Brees has the most with 5. Yeah.
Who's second?
For some reason they wanted to throw. Actually, no. Okay, no, that's the most ever in the season. Sorry.
Hey, Frog Boy, just read the internet.
Too much stats. For some reason they wanted to throw a Tom Brady stat in there, so I just got
Matthew Stafford's only thrown for 5,000 once.
Okay.
What a bum.
So then I would guess maybe it's
total bum.
I would say who's second is probably Peyton Manning.
Probably. Yeah. Anyway, we'll say
Peyton Manning have the record, like 5,500 or something
for the most in the season.
Yeah,
I feel like Brees stole all of them. We'll take a quick break. Leroy got us around the locker room, handed out our game balls and game bums. Next.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Thanks, everybody, for tuning on in. Appreciate you guys on YouTube and Twitch and on the Odyssey app, which you guys can download for free in your app store, AUDACY. You guys can listen to Tobin and Leroy on demand, subscribe to our podcast, and get us wherever you are available in your ears. Love the Odyssey app. And you guys can also get all your favorite podcasts there as well. But, of course, this is numero uno. Otherwise, you're dead to me. But that's a game for Friday. Today, our game is time to get to Leroy's Game Balls and Game Bombs.
All right. So,
where's my music, Marcos?
Bum, 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 bum.
This guy's a ball. My game ball is real simple. I could give two, but I'm only going to give one. And that is to Bradley Chubb.
Wow.
Bradley Chubb finally got there. We didn't see him throwing the arm out and running by. 3 sacks, 7 tackles, 2 forced fumbles.
Monster game.
That is a monster game. So kudos to him.
6 forced fumbles on the season.
Right, which again, I guess he's getting there a lot more than we think.
No, listen, he was getting there. Then he had that, like, the thing that I found interesting with the penalty that he had on Monday night is he's always around the quarterback. He's always within an arm's reach of the quarterback. He's got 9.5 sacks this year. I found it strange that he found that to be the moment where he lost his cool.
Right.
Like, I just would figure he's used to it. It was so strange.
Right.
But either way, he was awesome yesterday. The whole front was awesome. Defense was awesome, especially banged up. I got a message yesterday from Omar because Omar wants me to lay off Liam Eichenberg, and I'm not going to.
Game ball winner because offensive line is his thing.
He loves the offensive line.
He loves offensive line,
and I think he has a special place in his heart for Eichenberg. But Eichenberg apparently got the first game ball from Mike McDaniel. Notice the first because Mike McDaniel loves to give game balls to everybody. And he apparently got the game ball because he played through injury this past week. You know, he was in a boot all week, played with a calf injury. Because if he didn't play, they're going to have to literally play some guy who hasn't played in 4 years. Literally. I'm not making that up. That's not hyperbole.
No,
the guy was off the couch and has not played in 4 years.
Right.
And so he got the game ball. Good for Eichenberg. Still a bum.
I have 2 candidates for game bum. But I think I'm going to go with team game bum over McCorkle, who doesn't know what color his team was wearing on Sunday.
Did McCorkle play?
Yeah.
I thought he was benched.
He was benched for Zappy.
He was back in?
Did he go? Okay, then Zappy then.
Listen, I'm not going to lie, Leroy. They do kind of look alike.
I know.
I say this is an intangible.
Right. So, but it has to go to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oof.
I've been all year hearing about how much you have progressed and how you're going to win the division and how you're going to do this and how you're going to do that. And it wasn't that you played bad football. You get the ball that many times in the red zone against a team like that and don't score any points, you're a bum. You can't compete. How are you going to compete against anybody if you spent a quarter and a half inside their red zone and you scored no points?
Look.
And it wasn't what Baltimore was doing. It wasn't what Baltimore was doing. Baltimore could not stop you.
Yep.
And you still spit the bit.
Been telling you guys about this Trevor Lawrence. Been telling you since last year.
Look, hey, hold on. This is my moment. Don't be piggybacking.
Fair enough.
There he goes. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I just want to say about Trevor Lawrence.
For piggybacking. No, this is my thing.
That's a new one.
It's a new one.
Give me 1-1. I'm just going to say it right now. Jaime Hawkins is better hair than Trevor Lawrence. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, that's because he don't have to put his in a helmet.
Well, whatever.
But I was so disappointed because the way that game was playing out, you're thinking, Jacksonville's moving the ball on this vaunted defense. Nothing. Like nothing.
Nah, they're just like they're glad that they're lucky they play in a turd bowl division.
They may not win that division.
Maybe not.
I tell you what, if the Texans end up winning that division, that's coach of the year.
Oh, he might already be. He might already be.
There's a couple of candidates. But he, like D'Amico Ryans, what he's done with that team, because guess what? There is nobody that had any faith in the Texans when the season started. And in fact, I was upset he got the job because I wanted him to get a good job so he could show his coaching abilities, right? They always hire the black coach to get these jobs where the team's struggling and rebuilding, and then they fire him when they get all the players that they want. And he has proved everybody wrong because that team isn't as bad as we thought. So, yeah, kudos to him. But my bum still remains with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Terrible job yesterday. Made me sit up till after 10 o'clock watching this nonsense. You lived in the red zone. And I didn't even have that game. It was just bad football.
Who had that game yesterday? Did anybody have that game? I don't know if anybody did.
I don't think anyone picked it.
I don't think anybody had that game yesterday. But yeah. By the way, have you seen this story? I saw this. This is making the rounds. A lot of people are blaming karma for the loss of old Tommy DeVito, because apparently, so Tommy DeVito was supposed to do an appearance at a family pizzeria.
Oh,
all right, 10 G's to appear at the to do the pizzeria appearance, but apparently this agent who's dressed like a clown, didn't he show up yesterday with an Italian flag suit? So anyway, he goes to this pizzeria that already agreed to a price, 10 grand for Tommy DeVito. You guys, spend your money how you want to, but they 10 grand for Tommy DeVito to make an appearance. This guy, he pulls after the game, after the Packers. He says price has gone up, double to have Tommy DeVito, 20 G's.
Oh.
The family's like, we're a little pizzeria. We don't have 20 G's. You can't just double up the price on us. Well, wouldn't you know it? Now Tommy DeVito goes out there and spits the bit.
Tommy Cutlets getting too big.
Wait. Is it on him or his agent?
Nah, it's on him. You gotta tell him though. You gotta overpower your agent and say, "Hey, we stand for what's right and justice," and then you go eat some free pizza. You know what, Tommy? You can use my code, dude. Don't even worry.
When you
about
have Tommy Cutlets is just trying to stay in the league, and he'll probably make, listen, the way the quarterbacks are now, he'll probably make something like $5 million next year or something like that. But he needs to be careful with this guy. This guy, he's a bit of a show pony, and you can't trust agents wearing hats.
I'm trying to think. Besides Drew Rosenhaus, is there any other agent who may be bigger than the players they represent?
Not in football,
right?
Not in football,
right?
The only guy I know, Rich Paul, but
he's not out there like that.
No, and then I would say Scott Boras. Those are like the three agents everybody knows,
right? And how you not gonna go to an Italian restaurant and your nickname is Tommy Cutlets?
That's what I'm saying.
You got to be at right. What is this guy?
So it's just bad business, it's
bad. It's bad. You're giving your guy a bad name, and he had nothing to do with it, which is rule number one. The worst thing you could do as an agent.
Stunt Steve says DeVito's agent is how I think Tobin would act as an agent. That's not fair.
Yeah. Oh my God. Dude, wait. If you were to his agent, you would show up to a press conference with a ukulele.
I mean, come on.
Why is he dressed like a leprechaun?
Why can that guy can't be representing me in public?
No. Why is he dressed like a leprechaun?
I don't know.
He's got to be what, 5'6"? Look how big the heels are on his shoes.
I understand. I understand. I have no idea.
It's a power move right there. It's a power suit.
El Borre says his agent is a children's book author.
Ooh.
Really?
Who's his number one character? The show pony?
No, the leprechaun.
Man, that's something. Speaking of the Heat, by the way, big game tonight. Minnesota Timberwolves are in town. Number one team in the West. Heat have Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero. Is Ant-Man playing tonight? Because I saw he was questionable.
Man, he's got a lot of stuff.
I saw something else at JFig.
I have
everybody just I ain't gonna say nothing.
Listen. Let's not be quick to judge people.
Yes,
I mean,
sure.
Yeah. You got to be careful. You got to be careful with relationships. You got to be careful in relationships out there right now.
You do.
Yeah, because like you
but
piss
also
the wrong person off. All your exchanges are documented. I ain't documented. See, I'm too old. I call people.
With all this stuff circulating around, does this mean that I should not? We should. Are we backing off Ant-Man? Because listen, I told you I'm a changed man. I'm not wailing anymore. This guy.
What?
But this guy,
dude, you gonna break a record for -1s in one day.
Why?
What are you doing? Come on, dude. Stop.
Dude, I'm not wailing anymore. I'm a different guy.
Listen, too much. The police gonna come in right now and just arrest you. Too much shenanigans.
I'm telling you,
take you into jail.
I'm so excited to have my guys Bam and Tyler back. I'm not trading anybody. I love this team. I love Tyler and Jaime.
Are you ever worried?
Jovic.
Let me ask you a question about tonight's game.
Yeah.
They had gotten into a groove, into a nice little rotation.
They've been like 500. Like, they haven't been in a groove.
Okay. I mean,
Jaime's been in a groove.
Right. Okay. Are you worried that it's going to take time to get the right, mix?
It's an interesting question.
This is what happens all the time, is that you got to figure out who to move to the bench, who to bring in first, who to do this to, who to do that. It becomes a pain in the butt, because at least you had some consistency or some fluidity with your roster. And now I get Tyler's better. So I'm not even saying that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what Bam's gonna do. You can just plug Bam in. He's one of one on this team.
I was going to say, like, you're saying that regards to Tyler, like just Tyler's thing.
Bam's
going to fit in easily because
because he plays the position nobody else plays everywhere.
Yeah,
right. So I'm not worried about. But with Tyler, right? Like, one of the things that we wanted him to do when the season started. Go be you. Take them damn shots. I want you 15 to 20 shots. Right? How's that going to fit in now? Is he going to feel hesitant? Is he going to, be a little cautious because he hasn't been around in a while? What is that transition getting Tyler back into regular minutes going to look like?
Well, I think the place that they should definitely have him is at the start of the fourth quarter, because that's been their biggest issue.
Nobody can score.
Is getting from the end of the third to Jimmy Butler time in the fourth quarter. So that area needs to be Tyler's area, I would think.
Starting five tonight, you go Tyler, Bam, Jimmy, Caleb, and Dunks? Or you put Dunks second team?
Good question.
Or do you put Caleb and move Dunks to second team?
No, Caleb's been coming off the bench with Jaime. They got the UCLA, they got the Bruin connection. They're coming in. So that's sticking. I think them with Duncan, Kayla, and then J Rich probably, because Kyle tonight. Oh, J Rich will probably start because Kyle's out.
So it's gonna go.
It'll probably
Tyler,
be Kyle,
J Rich,
Kayla, Bam, Jimmy.
Not Kyle. Kyle's not playing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Tyler,
J Rich, Jimmy, Bam,
probably Caleb.
Caleb. Okay.
Either Caleb or Highsmith, unless they're gonna go back to Haywood Highsmith. But Caleb's balling.
Caleb's one of your best 5 players.
Yeah.
Like that's what's weird, that he'll space them out, But then by the time the first changes, he put them all in. You know what I mean? He get
The one thing I will say though, big team they're taking on tonight. So maybe put in Haywood because Haywood is a little bit, stout. He's not tall, but he's, he can go up against anybody.
Do they have anybody who's 7 foot on that team?
The Heat?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't play. He plays in Sioux Falls.
Who?
Yovi.
Oh, Yovi ain't getting in the paint. What the hell are you talking about? I'm talking about somebody that.
I don't want to gang up on the guy because he's a young player and he's got plenty of improvement. But Orlando Robinson playing in front of Nikola Jovic is crazy to me. I'm sorry. Jovic, first of all, Jovic is a great rebounder. We've seen this. Gets that ball, takes off. Sometimes this Orlando Robinson is like not even looking at the ball. I'm like, what is he doing? What's he doing? We got some time. I get it. He's a young guy.
He got a little bit of Warden in him.
Getting his feet wet. I get it. But like, I've seen him now multiple times where like the Heat are like, pass it in, and he's just looking at the other direction. Just like, what?
Correct.
They were trying. So, by the way, did you see who was having dinner with Jovic this weekend?
Who?
You got this, JFig? You got a Yovi. He was out to dinner with a certain little dragon.
Oh, come on, dude.
Look at that.
Who's the big dragon next to him?
That's Nikola Vucevic.
Ooh, the Heat killer.
The Heat killer, yeah.
Wait, remember Big Perk? Big Vucevic. He couldn't say Vucevic.
We'll take a quick break. Get to a little cat talk coming on up as the Panthers. They got a big time win. Bob with a monster game on Saturday, and they'll be right back at it tonight. Back with more after this.
point. Ekman-Larsson, he'll float it down behind the net. Bennett there. Bennett around, looks up front, and shot. They score! And it's Carter Verhaeghe right out in front of the net. He gives the Panthers a 1-0 lead. 14:27 to go here in the opening frame. Panthers in business here in Edmonton. Verhaeghe, right circle to the offensive end. Verhaeghe, a shot, he scores, top shelf, and the Panthers take a 5-1 lead. 21 seconds into the third period.
Checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty and nice.
Carter Verhaeghe, lighting the lamp for the Cats. Sergei Bobrovsky.
Who's singing this?
I know, dude. Just tell everybody else. Tell them.
You don't know? That's Michael Jackson, baby.
Of course.
Jackson Verhaeghe.
Oh gosh.
I didn't want everybody else to feel sheepish because they didn't know.
I mean, because you didn't know.
No, I mean like
you didn't
kind
know.
of.
You didn't know.
It was, no,
you
I
didn't know.
You
didn't know. You're the worst, dude. You're the worst.
He knew the same way. This tweet is somehow accurate.
That tweet is real.
It's not a real tweet.
Hashtag cat burglar for Tua yesterday.
Can I just say this? You have been on one this Monday. I mean, you have said nothing truthful.
He's making up for lost time.
You ain't making up for lost time. You miss a half a day and you figure you got to make up.
I'm not making up anything. Look, I'm gonna, you know, I'm not. Everything I've said is truthful. The NFL tweeted cat burglar yesterday. 2, I never ripped Jaylen Waddle. 3, never wanted Dalvin Cook. 4, I'm not wailing anymore. Okay, except for Anthony. Edwards.
Wait, can I just say this? You mentioned a couple I forgot about. I should be even more pissed off. Lying ass. Wow.
Let's get into some cat talk here, brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius your party of play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
As we had
Verhaeghe.
5-1. The Cats go and beat the Edmonton Oilers. Let's hear from our boy Bob. We haven't heard from him in a while. This is Sergei Bobrovsky.
That's
after a
you've
30.
Been staying as far away as you can from him. Mush.
Stunt Steve says, "Don't forget that you called yourself a golfsman on Friday. That was a lie. That's not."
Oh my!
What? Wait! What? Wait!
Leroy!
What did I miss?
Leroy!
What?
Did you know that his man plays golf?
No, he doesn't play golf.
Allegedly. Thank you.
No. I'm a golfsman. I didn't like the fact, one of our
guy. That in itself, because most people who golf call themselves a golfer. But since you said golfsman, that means you're lying even more.
No, see, like the Cretans will call themselves golfers, Leroy, but you and I, a couple of golfsmen, we know that guy's not for real.
Don't lump yourself in with Leroy.
Here's Sergei Bobrovsky. He's a goalsman. He's a goalie stopsman.
It was a good game. It was definitely dangerous opponent. So it's fun, It's fun to play those games against the really good offensive team. So I was involved in the game, and it was fun.
You were credited with one of the assists on Sam Bennett's power play goal there, and he told me during that intermission that maybe you were the difference on the power play. What can you say of that? Your playmaking abilities there.
It's not play. It's just happened. So I'm not gonna take credit for that.
How much do you feel like that early save on Nugent kind of set the tone for you guys? Because you guys scored right after that.
Yeah, it's definitely those moments in the beginning of the game. They are so important. Like who's gonna score first takes the advantage. So you obviously wanna play with the lead.
What does a performance like this for you personally do in terms of confidence?
Yeah, it's a good game, definitely. So it's big 2 points. We lost 2 games in a row, so it was a big game for us, and it's great to win that game.
Do you feel you're reading the play really well? This is a team that likes to do the cross-ice passes and things like that. Do you feel like good read on what they were doing?
Yeah, they so dangerous after rush, and they got lots of speed. So they are unbelievable players, and it was so much fun to play against them.
Very fun, but no goals for you, McDavid. Hit the bricks.
Hey, it's pretty amazing how, where do they stand right now? Because I'm just confident they're not. I'm just happy they're not in last place, 5 points out. That's normally what we say coming into Christmas, right? 5 points out.
Panthers right now. Panthers are in a pretty good spot, I believe. Conference. Panthers are 4th. What's that?
How many games in hand do they have?
They don't have any games in hand. They're in 4th. They're all good right now, baby.
Games in hand. Just like
they're in a good spot.
Would you say the catbird seat?
I would say the catbird seat.
Oh, okay. Not to be confused with cat burglar.
Right, exactly. 2 different things, dude. Panthers Panthers needed that though because they got kicked in the teeth 2 games in a row.
Oh, they did. Yeah, that was
4-0 back-to-back games. So thankfully they're back at the win. They got the Calgary Flames tonight. This is the team that they got our boy Matthew Tkachuk from. So I believe that you'll have a very furious Calgary Flames team tonight, Leroy, with Tkachuk walking into the building. I don't think that they're too thrilled with him. So also, I don't think they're too thrilled with their package. I don't think Huberdeau's been very good this year.
Yeah,
which is a shame because we love Hoobie Dooby Doo, but you got to give something to get something. And I'm sorry, Hoobie. We had to send your ass to Calgary.
Oof.
That's a long trip. You went from 2 contrasting weathers.
One end to the other.
Yeah. Holy smokes.
Guy says Calgary's going to be on Tkachuk and he will love it. Oh, I agree with that. He seems like a guy who would like the booze.
I used to like the booze for a certain reason. Like, there is no better feeling going into another team's place and shutting them up. Right?
Yep.
But fans are fickle now. They gonna boo somebody. They'll either boo your team or their team, but there's gonna be some boos.
For sure. So that's what you got. Panthers winning. Get some more headlines here. Brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Heat back on the hardwood tonight, taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. 7:30 tip-off from the Kaseya Center. And very exciting matchup tonight. Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero making their return tonight. So that'll be a fun one. Why'd you just go, oh?
Because the Sasky Gooner, it's nice here in Western Canada. No snow. Still.
All right. How about that?
So
Love Western Canada.
Yeah.
Western Canada checking in. Shout
Western
out.
Canada.
Love
Just
that.
above Seattle. Is it Vancouver, then Calgary, right? Or is Calgary in Vancouver?
No idea, dude. I don't know my Canada like you should.
It's Western Canada.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's where the
but
Yetis
we
live.
don't know.
I don't know.
Where the Yetis live?
If you say Western,
I usually think Vancouver. Yeah, but I don't know which
that's what I'm
one's
saying.
further. I don't know. I'm assuming
Calgary
Vancouver's-
is north of Vancouver.
Where's
'Cause
Edmonton?
Vancouver's right on. Oh, dude, you pushing your luck.
Above
Vancouver-
Montana.
Above Montana, so it's not
Oh,
quite
damn.
as west as
Oh yeah, I see that.
Right, gotcha. There you go.
There you go. Panthers, they're also back on the ice. So Heat, you can hear that tonight. 560 WQM, 6:15 pregame, preheat with Alejandro Solana. Panthers, they're on the ice tonight, 9:30, and you can hear that game on AM 790. Shout out to the Canes Hoops, by the way, getting the win over the weekend over LaSalle. 84. Is it LaSalle or LaSalle?
LaSalle.
Nah.
84.
Now all of a sudden-
I don't know.
Dude, do you butcher everything? Now all of a sudden, hey, they play LaSalle. Like, what are you doing?
Wooga Poplar with 25 points. Norchad O'Meara, 23 points and 8 rebounds. Schmeeth and Schmolnick says,
Tobin doesn't know where Edmonton is, but you bet your ass he knows where Edmonton is.
Point. Twitcher.
You know what? Point for Twitcher just doesn't get it. He needs balloons and a celebration.
I can't.
Finally, UFC 299 in Miami. This was interesting. Dana White, the main event was so bad on Saturday night, Dana White led off his press conference by announcing the stacked card for Miami because he's like, I don't want to talk about that fight. Hey, here's what's coming to Miami. And we got a stacked card. Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto Vera, grudge match for the championship rematch. Michael Venom Page is making his UFC debut against Kevin Holland, who talks all the smack. I mean,
Venom.
that guy is just...
That's his nickname, Venom?
His name is... He goes by MVP, but he's Michael Venom Page.
Is he cool? I mean, he said he's making his UFC debut. Where is he coming from?
He's coming from Bellator, and he one time hit a flying knee on somebody and then celebrated by throwing a Pokeball at him.
Oh, I remember that. Oh, that's perfect for Kevin Holland.
Our boy Gilbert Burns, he's been announced for the card. He is taking on Jack Delamed Elena from Australia.
So we definitely gonna get him on. We can ask him about the brouhaha.
Ian Gary, who was supposed
the coolest thing about that fight was he's like, excuse me.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Y'all move over because I'm about to go up here.
I think he was a kid there. I think he was moving like a kid, which is
he was moving Gilbert's family.
Those are Gilbert's kids. Those are the kids who love Cheetah.
Yeah.
And I think his wife too. I think Gilbert's wife tweeted out. What is his wife's name? Yeah, Bruna Burns. She tweeted out. I don't like Sean Strickland's trash talk, but DDP called him to fight right there. So Sean was polite and asked us to move before he jumped. There you go. Break it down.
So great.
Ian Gary is going to fight Jeff Neal. Ian Gary one time wore a photo of Jeff Neal's mugshot on a t-shirt, so that's a grudge match.
That's pretty
my
cool.
goodness. What are these guys? They go to, like, you know what? It's a difference in doing this in football where the confrontations are minimal. But when you do it in the fight game and then you got to face that guy,
yep,
that's all you need is a little extra oomph
and
in
then,
the punches.
Song Yadong is taking on Pyotr Yan.
Hold on. There is no way.
What?
No way.
I'm not lying.
Spell it. Show me the name.
What was the name?
Don't show me the name. I'm guaranteeing you he's butchering that. Show me the name.
Hold on. I never butcher fighters' names.
You're butchering this one.
Song Yadong, that's his name.
Show me the name.
Say it again.
Song, like a song. Sing a song. His first name is Song. His last name is Yadong, which is Y-A Dong.
Okay.
I'm not lying, Marcos.
No, I'm looking at it right now, and I just feel like you may have inserted this into Google when we weren't paying attention. This seems like the work of a trickster.
He's a good fighter.
I don't like your line.
He's 21-7, so I'll say pretty good.
He's really good. See?
Yeah. Song Yadong and what?
It's in the rundown.
Can I just say this? I would have had so much fun with him as a kid. Now until I realized, then I realized that he could probably kick me in the side of my face.
Yep.
But it'd be so worth it.
Yep.
He's a $120.
Well, 135.
Oh, come on, man. My leg
So,
is more than him.
Stacked card coming to Miami. That was announced. That's on March 9th, I think. March 9th.
That won't
So
be the last time we have some fun with that name.
Take a quick break. Back after this.
WQ
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. It's watch party weekend for WQAM. I'm going to be Friday at GW Sharkies in Coral Springs to watch a little football and Miami hoops. You guys can enjoy ice cold beers and great food specials and to win a golf foursome because I'm a golfsman. Don't look at me like that.
It's not a word.
No,
Leroy.
I can't stop him.
Thank you.
Please tell
He's been on one today all day.
He doesn't even know the weather.
You guys can enter. Oh, I know the weather, dude. Just test me on the weather now, and I'll do it. But first, I want to let you guys know you guys can enter win a golf foursome and lunch for 4 at Coral Springs Country Club. Of course, one of the fine ones at the Golfsman now. And then on Saturday, join Zach Krantz. Zach Krantz will be from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Irishman in Boca. I love the Irishman. Been to the Irishman before. Great food there. When Florida plays Vegas in a Cup final rematch. Plus, you guys can enter there to win a golf foursome and lunch for 4 at the Woodmont Country Club in Tamarack. Another fine place for us golfsmen, Leroy. You know, I know how it went this weekend, but how did Tiger Woods and his kid do? Was it adorable?
Yeah, they came like maybe 4th or 5th.
He has a daughter too. I didn't know that. She was his caddy or something.
She was his caddy. The daughter's older than the son.
No golf for her, huh? Just driving around.
Not really.
That's cool.
Dade South says Phil Thickelson. Damn it.
Point for Twitcher.
He claims to go golfing with one of our sales reps.
I've gone with Mike. I have Mike and Ryan. I have golf with them. I'm a golfsman. Why would a golfman lie about golf?
Because he calls himself a golfman, which is rule number 1. He's probably lying.
I'm telling you, dude. You know,
I've been golfing since I was 13 years old.
Then Tobin was
I've
very
never heard
insulted.
somebody say I'm a golfman.
Golfsman.
Okay. Wow.
I didn't want to embarrass. I didn't want to embarrass you, but then
this jackass is really correcting me on a word that doesn't exist. Go like
that he made up.
You're the worst. You can't even you have to laugh at this because you just corrected me on a word that you made up.
It's crazy.
Stun Steve says he's Liar Woods. Stolen McRib says he's
for Twitcher.
Stolen McRib says he's Roy McElrib.
Worst part is he tried to make me feel bad for not believing. This story.
No. He does that all the time to me. Like, dude, I'm not lying. If I can't make eye contact, if I can make eye contact and see him, I can tell if he's lying right away. Right? But if we're like over the phone, he could be giggling and I can't see it.
Oh man. Anyway, this is gonna be a fun. This is gonna be a fun 3 weeks, dude. This is gonna be some good football these last 3 weeks.
It really is because here's the thing. You're in a new place. You haven't been here in a really long time. The last time they won the division, it was because everybody in the division folded up. You actually won the division and had the same record as the Patriots. And the division was so bad that they didn't even make the playoffs with the same record that you had. This is different, right? This is different. You've taken care of business for the most part of the whole year. And now you have a chance. You're in a position to kind of exceed even that.
Yeah, it wasn't that the division was bad, but there was a lot of Dolphins smelled a little fraudy that year because they were beating a lot of backup quarterbacks. You know, it was the Wildcat, Chad Pennington. This year feels like, oh, no. This Dolphins team has been the story all year. They've had a lot of pressure on it. Yeah, they probably still need that signature win. Although if they beat the Cowboys twice, then everyone's going to say, well, the Dolphins beat the fraud. So I don't think, and then if the Dolphins go and they beat the Ravens, I'd be like, maybe
how does it work out? Do you get credit for beating another team who everybody called a fraud?
I don't know. It's a fraud off, apparently. I don't know. I don't know how
because
that
they
works.
both have winning records.
Yep. I don't
how
know.
do you go about that? Right.
I don't know. They'll find a way. They'll find a way. They'll find a way to discredit, just like Tony Romo was yesterday. You know, get him as far away as possible. You know what he wanted to be doing. He'd rather be calling Josh Allen. Although Josh Allen did have a funny quote after the game where he said, I feel like with this win, I was the kid who got an A who did nothing on the class project.
You didn't.
He did.
But the thing is that the thing that has killed sports, right? We don't care about wins and losses. We look at numbers now. And we make the numbers mean more than a win or loss. And there's something to be said about being able to run in the National Football League for 250 plus yards. Yeah. Okay? That's dominating. And if your quarterback only throws a handful of passes because you're running it for 250 plus yards, that's okay. Like, remember who was the Patriots threw 3 passes? Now that might have a lot to do with who was playing quarterback.
McCorkle.
Right. But at some point, as a coach, if it's working, I don't care if you have Dan Marino at quarterback. You win the game.
Absolutely.
I get mad at teams that feel like they have to put their imprint on a game that's being dominated by your players. Let them go out and dominate.
I'm curious to see what Mike McDaniel, when he looks at the film of that game, and does he because he's got a hell of a running game, and he's got Mostert and Achane. I mean, they're looking fantastic right now, and he's just got to be like, there's no way that you're not intrigued watching what just happened and thinking to yourself, all right.
And they said this, and what's the quarterback that stepped out of bounds?
Orlovsky?
Orlovsky said this earlier. He took all the games that the Cowboys lost, and they do the same thing that teams do to the Dolphins, right? Except they do it offensively against their defense. And basically what they do is they motion. They don't move Micah around too much. They see where he's lined up, and they run towards the other D lineman away from Micah, and they dominate him. And that's what has been a success. Every team that's played the Cowboys have done the same thing. So at some point, the Cowboys have to come up with better and more creative ways to run the football or to defend the run that don't include just lining up Micah Parsons on one side of the ball or moving him around so that the offense can figure it out and just run off of that. And that's the same thing what happens to the Dolphins. The Dolphins have problems with the same type of defense. They crowd the middle of the field. They play too deep, and Tua has to pat the ball, and they hope the pass rush can get there, before he finds somewhere else to go with the ball.
I will say, Micah Parsons did add that bulletin board material a couple of weeks ago to this game where he was
we haven't
forgotten Micah. Oh, I could be Tyreek's quarterback. Well, we'll see.
I love when people do that. It's just like I got irritated when Ron Pitt said if that was Robert Smith, he would score a touchdown. I'm saying, hey, jackass, you're assuming that Robert Smith would have weaved in and out of traffic and got to the same spot that I got to.
Exactly.
Right. Like, it's just
Which is why Charles Davis would never say anything like that.
Yeah. Hey, still to this day, I have flashbacks. Oh no, I was so wrong. I'm usually never that wrong. Like you could be wrong. Like I could be wrong about making an observation or making an analysis or whatever. Right?
How about that they did games together though? Like that's the craziest thing.
They even did games together. Right. I'm like, wow, man, that really, the worst. I'm like, oh my goodness, what have I done? Thank God he was a trooper, right?
He was.
He laughed. He laughed.
We'll take a quick break. Little all right. Oh no, to close out the day. Back after this.
Spend your afternoons with Hawk and Crowder.
Welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Before we get to a little all right, oh no, I got to let you guys know one more time about Rockville. Rockville. If you guys want to win a chance, get a chance to win a pair of 4-day passes. That's 4 days of Rockville, JFig, and a camping spot. You guys can win tickets to Rockville at Daytona Beach International Speedway next May if you want to see the Foo Fighters. Jelly Roll's everywhere. Jesus, Jelly Roll is doing it all. Making
Jelly
the
Roll
right
is everywhere.
I only talk to God when I need Rockville.
Rockville.
Motley Crue, Greta Van Fleet, Greasy Fire, Judas Priest, Stone Temple Pilots, and more. Text the word rock.
Hey, it would have been more believable if you'd have said grease fire instead of greasy fire. You idiot.
And did you guys not believe that Greta Van Fleet is a band?
No, he was the only one. Even I knew it was a band.
No, I thought it was like a Van Geeko play or like Van Dyke or something.
I would love to see them in that band, but it's a band.
Text the word rock to 20357. That's rock to 20357. You get that in there, you're entered to win. For more info, go to our contest page at WQAM.com. By the way, speaking of Andrew Von Ginkel, he gets my all right.
Oh,
Adam Schefter says Dolphins linebacker Andrew Van Ginkel broke his nose during the first quarter of Sunday's win versus the Jets and played the rest of the game with it. No missed time for Van Ginkel.
Oh, that's nothing.
That's tough.
That's
tough.
That's tough. That's not tough.
That's tough.
That's not tough.
That's tough.
Broken nose, call that Tuesday.
Tough.
Have you broke your nose during a game?
I
know you broke your lip.
I split my lip. I had to get Rambo stitches.
Oh,
like they did the big sickle.
You noticed that gash from Tua's arm from like a month ago. He's still putting the Band-Aid on that.
What do you think it's going to take forever to heal, dude?
Yeah, that sucks.
Well, it's not that. Like he had it stitched up and they cover it because you don't want it to get infected. That's why. If it gets infected, that's no bueno.
SDI says, how do you break your nose wearing a helmet? Hey, you mean your nose for football?
I'm going to tell you what happened. No. I'm going to tell you what happens. You might fall on your face mask. The crown of the helmet slides down right on your nose.
How about that? My oh no goes to the New York Jets because Zach Wilson told you.
Oh no!
Zach Wilson told you he didn't want to play because he was worried about getting hurt, and wouldn't you know it? A week later, boom, hurt.
I mean, was he hurt? Was he hurt?
I don't know. What do you got, Leroy?
My all right goes to a guy who I've given it to probably 2 of the last 3 weeks. Joe Flacco.
All right.
370 plus yards passing for a 38-year-old. And my oh no goes to Joe Flacco.
Oh no.
Because I get you have a cannon,
yeah,
but you can't throw it where the other team is.
Look,
and he
dude,
did it 3 times.
It's a really cool story, but
to
quote our friend Robbie the Degenerate, sooner or later,
I thought it was due this week. My buddy asked me, he said, what do you think of the Browns? I'm like, dude, I'm so impressed with Joe Flacco and what he's doing, but the bill is due. Right? The bill has to be due. And he's still like, I thought the bill was due yesterday, and then he pulled out a fourth quarter that was just unbelievable, including Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper is phenomenal, by the way.
He's good.
He's always open. Always open. So yeah, all right, because that's watching the Cleveland Browns. All right. Oh no. Like the whole game.
JFig, what's your all right? No.
My all right goes to Raheem Mostert.
Yes.
For breaking records. Y'all didn't really touch much on it, but I just wanted to give him his flowers for that. That was great. My oh no goes to Anthony Edwards in this situation that's going on right now.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Trending on Twitter like it's not.
When you say when you say situation, you mean him flirting with Eric Spoelstra tonight at the Heat game, right? Like that's what you're referring to.
I'm flirting with you. I will say that.
No. I mean, well, listen, he's
yeah.
Are you
I'm boots.
And he gonna be flirting. So you better,
Here he comes.
better watch
Here
yourself.
comes the pictures.
You think listen?
With little hearts around it. With little hearts around it. Oh, you good? Oh my!
I told you, I'm not harpooning anymore. I'm not whaling anymore. But I said there was one exception. One exception. And of course, Eric Spoelstra and Anthony Edwards, of course, chummy from the world, World Cup.
Can I just say this? Certain people are not ready for Astron.
Well, listen.
I'm just. You gotta go in there with a different mindset, because the booty would get you. You go to South Beach and see them thongs and the half naked women, and you been in Minnesota.
He was questionable for tonight. Maybe he had too busy a night.
Questionable. He was questionable. They just said he was questionable before he got here. You will be questionable. Yeah.
Marco, what's your all right? No, Marcos.
My all rights goes to our boy Eichengooch, as you like to call him.
Eichengooch.
Eichenberg put on a good performance, man. Put on a good performance while being injured the entire week.
All right.
He earned it, man. He earned it. Still a bump, but he earned it, dude. He had a good week. He had a good week, and I'll give him credit. My oh no, I have two oh no's. One of them goes to Colby Covington for his stupid trash talk and then losing the fight. That was boring anyway. The most exciting thing he did was talk this weekend, so he gets my oh no.
Oh no!
My second oh no goes to Jet Blue. This weekend, I took a flight to Jacksonville.
Ooh, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Could you feel the bars on your booty from sitting in the chair?
No. Luckily, the plane was the least of the issue. The fact that it wasn't there for 9 hours until after it was supposed to be there was the issue. 9 hour delay. A flight that was supposed to leave at 6:15 didn't leave until past 3:45. And
just to Jacksonville?
I could have literally driven. I could have literally rented a car and driven there and back in the time that it took a plane to be ready to scoop us from Jacksonville for a 49-minute flight back down to Fort Lauderdale. So JetBlue, you get my second oh no.
Oh no!
That's
rough. That is rough. That's rough.
Didn't even offer me alcohol or nothing. Nothing.
They too broke. It's JetBlue, dude.
JetBlue's not that bad. You know, it's
yeah,
like
it is. That's why you paid $49 for a flight.
No, it wasn't 40. It was 49 minutes. I wish it was $49. But I should give you credit.
Can't wait to see Tobin's thumbnail later with him wearing a captain's hat.
Oh yeah,
dude. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
are.
No.
The world.
Everyone knows
the world is hip to your game, fraud boy.
Dude,
the world is hip to your game.
I live myself some wiggle room. I have said the only person I'm interested in is going to be Anthony Edwards, but I know it's not going to happen for 4 years.
Who happens to be in town tonight?
I told you though, it wasn't good. I know it's not happening for like 4 years,
and
but
who's boots on the ground tonight?
Man, who's flirting?
Just gotta in a big game tonight. Bam and Tyler are back.
Yeah. You tell Bam, I don't want to ruin this Christmas, so we'll wait until the new year.
Oh, man. All right, everybody. Well, that's our show for today. Bernie
fraud.
Kosar.
You have been a fraud. Let me tell you.
That's not true.
You have been in rare form today, right? Right? What's that name of that group? Greasy
Fire.
Greasy Fire. Yeah.
Dade South says Tobin has his harpoon in a break glass in case of emergency box.
Yeah, he breaking it tonight.
Thanks again to Bernie Kosar for joining us. He was great. If you guys missed that, go get the podcast. He was tremendous. Also up on our YouTube page, Miami 560 WKM. We'll talk to you rascals tomorrow. Dribble, handoff, bam, 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 bam. His jump shot is so soft, bam, 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 bam.
I love Christmas. Stay juicy. Merry Christmas. Oh, yeah. Hope you mother have a good day.